Oh, that's right, because previously
Yeah.
you'd hear more.
Yeah, so it has been.
Am I echoing at all?
I don't hear
Because
you
I
echoing.
uh,
Hello, Katie. Katie, let us know how our audio levels sound because I've been trying to balance our audio levels. Um, and it's hard to get the come back through my headset, but it just sounds the same, or I hear myself echoing with because I'm re-listening to myself. So anyway, let us know if there's an issue with audio or if somebody needs to be bumped up or bumped down.
personally, I should probably be the loudest person on the show. Like I'm like the overbearing voice of God. So
Yeah,
I
there
want
you
that.
go.
I want that level of volume.
You want that? Okay. Oh, Katie's getting ahead of some work before tomorrow.
Ooh.
I technically could do that
Yeah, but then
off
we
the
do a
clock.
podcast. We do a podcast on Sundays where we drink, and so
Yeah,
our productivity goes way the fuck
that's true.
down
That's
after
true.
3 p.m. on Sunday.
I just have like one report that I have to do tomorrow that's like a new report, and it's the second time I'm kind
Uh,
of doing it myself, and it confuses me every time I've started it. So, all right, so far we sound
yeah,
good. Cool.
good. All right,
Yay!
yay.
Woohoo! Um, yeah. Hope everybody is doing good out there. I don't know if Mom's gonna join us
Hmm.
today. Mike is in China, of course, so he won't be here.
Oh, sorry. I can mention this during the show because it's fun.
Okay, okay, you mentioned it during the show. All
Yeah,
right, well,
or
uh,
forget.
I guess we can go ahead and I'm just looking. I'm just looking at our stream here. Go ahead and get started. Brandon, give me a countdown.
So let's remove my name for introduction, but your name then. All right, and then five, four.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Cosmos with Cosmos. I'm Liz,
I'm Brandon.
and Mike is
I'm
on
Mike.
assignment. I know we were lacking Fancy Physics Man today, and there's some physicsy things that we will be talking about. So
I
you'll
mean,
just watch me and Brandon's brains melt and try to explain it the best we can with
hmm hmm
our very high level
And
our
then Mike would just be face palming like, I can't believe I'm
I
not there for
know,
this.
I know. He'll pop in. It's he's in China right now, so
It's a little
it's like
early in the morning.
it's like 5 in the morning, so he'll pop in and be like, "You're wrong about everything. That's not how anything works." Be like, "All right, thanks." Anyway, this episode's a high in the sky for
Woo.
February of 2026, and today of the recording, it is February 1st. So
Ooh.
right on time with that. And of course, we got some drinks going. So Brandon, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Black Star,
Ooh,
which
what?
is a cool name. It's just vodka cooler and a dash of orange liqueur.
Oh, that
So it's
sounds
it's like it's
nice.
like one of those chocolate oranges that you would eat. It's quite
Yeah.
nice. It's a good dessert drink and it's a sipper for sure.
Oh, nice. We usually get a chocolate orange for Christmas every
Mm.
year. So those are always. I just like to bang it, you pound it, and then it breaks open. So
Same
that's
thing.
that
Yep.
sounds delightful.
What you got?
I am drinking Massive Gravity by Ecliptic Brewing. Actual name of the drink. It's a beer. It's a stout. Um, and yeah, I because Mike's not here and I was too lazy to like make a mixed drink.
Oh, drinking gravity is like something you hear like a Titan do, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, it's what the gods do. They actually drink gravity. But here's the can for everybody.
Ooh,
Massive
nice.
Gravity by Ecliptic Brewing, which is local to Oregon. In fact, it might be
Ooh.
local to Eugene, Oregon, which is, not too far away from where I'm located. So, just a plug for them, even though they don't sponsor us or anything like that. So, we don't have no sponsors. So, you can it's actually pretty good. There's another one that I have from Worthy Brewing in the fridge that's a vanilla stout.
Ooh,
That's
vanilla
actually
step. That sounds
really
good.
good. It's nice and smooth, but I was like, you know what, we'll
Yeah.
go with the gravity today. Uh
Um, we got a tangerine white claw with Katie in chat there.
she's not drinking while working. Nope.
No, no, who does
Nope.
that?
Nope.
I've never done that for
Nope.
sure. And of course, Jack has a vanilla chai latte.
Ooh, Jack, vanilla chai latte is one of my favorites. In fact, usually when I get a coffee at one of our local coffee places, I get a dirty vanilla chai, which is a vanilla
Oh,
chai with a shot of espresso in it, or however many shots of espresso you choose to put in it. So it's one of my favorites. Cool. Well, we got our drinks. Hope you got your drinks out
totes.
there, alcoholic or otherwise. Doesn't have to be alcoholic. Oh no, Eric. Eric has
No.
Theraflu. Well, drink enough of it could have a good time. But if you want to find out more about our things and annoying dogs that are now coming into screen, follow us on all the things at Drinking Cosmos, pretty much everywhere except for Twitter, I'm sorry, Cosmos of Cosmos everywhere. Twitter is at Drinking Cosmos. You can find us at cosmoscosmos.com, and of course, Spotify and YouTube are pretty much the best places to, I guess, check us out. Of course, every other Wednesday, you can take a shot of astronomy with our short form shot episodes, focusing on just a little tiny topic that one person makes and the others don't know what it is. So it's a fun time for all.
What's your next shot topic, Liz?
What's your next shot topic is the question, because you owe some
I'm
shot
behind,
topics.
aren't I?
You
All
are
right.
very behind. Leia, you gotta go away, honey. The dog is Leia. Go. She's always so extra. This girl. No, go away. And if you want to follow some of our friends and check out what they're doing, you can find Wildixia, Wildixia on Etsy. She does some fantastic art when she's in the mood for it. Artist be artisting. MrProctorShow.com, our buddy Ron Proctor, he actually does some really cool shit down at Kids Peak Observatory, but his YouTube channel, you can find him doing Blender tutorials and chickens. All the way down.
All the way down,
Check out the
chickens.
And then, of course, our good buddy Jack over in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and his planetarium, the Rolling Bluffs Planetarium. You can check that out if you're in the area, rollingbluffsplanetarium.com for more information there. Otherwise, while you're watching the show or listening to the show, however you choose, you can play along with us. We have some rules, some drinking game, if you will. And that is if we make any Star Wars or Lord of the Rings references, take a shot. Of course, Jack's been barking like at the beginning of the episode, and we removed the dog barking rule since it kind of became
had to do
irrelevant.
that.
Yeah. But otherwise, if we, get nerdy, take a shot.
If we get nerdy, take a shot.
Well,
I'm just going to take a drink right now then.
Just with those two rules. Just with those Star Wars, if we get Star Wars or Lord of the Rings nerdy. How about that? Is that better?
I only have one Lord of the Rings line baked into the script here, so we'll see if I say that.
Okay. We'll see if I catch it, because usually I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, no, you
Okay.
have to catch it. It's very obvious.
Okay. All right, well, let's get high in the sky. I love it. And I'm not high right now. Our constellation highlight for this month, February 2026, is another Southern Hemisphere constellation. I've been highlighting those recently, although it is kind of like a northern southerly one. Yes, it is Columba, the dove. It's an accurate dove.
Yeah, I was doing one of
or
those.
any bird. Side note, I found this Royal Albatross cam that's in New Zealand on YouTube. So I've just been watching this albatross sit on its baby.
Royal Albatross cam. I thought you said cam. Like,
no,
is this kind
cam.
of beer that you found?
Camera.
Okay, it's even
a
better.
live camera from the New Zealand conservatory, whatever. Cornell Labs is the channel, so you can check out that. It's not a dove, but it is a bird. All right,
We can use more friends of the show. Check that out.
Exactly. So Columba, the dove, which I guess Columba's Latin for dove, apparently.
Oh.
Which I would not
Did not
have
know that.
thought. But it's a little bit of south of Canis Major, the big dog, and Lepus the hare, which are northern constellations. So I haven't tried to see, but Columba might be visible from maybe lower northern latitudes, the lower latitudes in the northern hemisphere. Although it is a fairly dim constellation, it doesn't really stand out all that much, and it's not a big constellation either. It has,
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Yeah, thank you. If you had to walk outside tonight, how many constellations in the sky do you think you can point out and know their exact stars without dim everything? Well, actually, you guys don't have dim stars out there. You got nice bright stars.
We got nice. Well, that's because we don't have a lot of light pollution.
But could you put your planetarium hat back on and
I
still point everything out?
I think I could do a decent job of it, once I kind of got oriented. But I mean, I do go out there frequently, and when it's not cloudy, I'm like, oh, hey, there's this, there's this.
Once you find a North Star, you're set.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the what's great is the Big Dipper is just it's very obvious and so huge in our sky, so it's really great to kind of orient. So Yeah, I can do a much better job now with the dark skies that we have
Yeah.
than I could have maybe a long time ago.
Uh-huh. Back in Phoenix. Oh, there's 2 stars and a helicopter.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, we just replaced the lights on our garage with downspout lights.
Oh,
And they
beautiful.
are International Dark Sky Association approved lights. Then you can get them at
Nice.
Home Depot. So if you want to help in your community reduce light pollution, get those down facing lights. And they look nice actually. I really like them. So I've been wanting for a while. Anyway, back to Columba the Dove. There are 2 name stars in this constellation. Fact, which is a fact, no. PHACT, so it's like fact. It's like a 90s
I was I,
slang.
I was expecting like here's a cool astronomy fact coming your way, but I
God, I
guess the
should have.
fact is fact.
Yeah, fact is fact. Which it means like ring dove, I guess. It's a double star, which I guess is a binary star. Yeah. You know what? I meant to look this up further, but because I was like, why
Unless,
would they say double and not binary? Unless
unless
they.
it's because unless binary is the same system and double is just from our perspective looks like they're in the same, but
Oh,
actually
that's a
further
good
away.
point.
But I don't know for sure.
I should have looked it up a little bit more.
If
So
Mike was here, he would have the answer for us.
he would 100%. So it's a double star that's 268 light years away. And then the other name star is Wezn, Wezn.
That's a cool Gen Alpha name.
I know, Wizen. We be Weezin.
Reason.
Which means wait.
Oh,
I don't know. It's an orange giant that is 87 light years away. Wait, I have orange giant and then I have yellow giant
yellow
written
giant.
down. I fucked up these notes
Well, they're
somehow.
very close to each other,
It's
right?
an orangey yellowish giant. Either way, not going to be that noticeable in at least the northern hemisphere. There are some deep sky objects in Columba. There is a runaway star.
My God.
It just got like fed up being at home, and it was like, I'm out of here.
I'm
I want to
out.
be free,
I'm leaving my planets
Yeah.
behind and go have a smokes. I'll be back later.
Exactly. It's currently in the emancipation process right now. It's called Mu Columbae. So it's I don't know what Mu is, which number Mu is
Yeah.
in the Greek alphabet. But it's 1900 light years away, running away from wherever it's running from. There's also an exoplanet. NGTS 1b. This exoplanet orbits a red dwarf star, so that's going to be a star that's older and less massive than our sun. The planet is a hot Jupes, so it's like Jupes but just hotter. It's got its own Only Planets account.
I was waiting for that.
It orbits its star, a hot Jupiter, which means it's Jupiter size. In fact, it's probably a little bit bigger than Jupiter, given that it's a hot Jupiter. It orbits its star in 2.65 days.
Is it just like Tokyo drifting around its star
Yeah,
constantly?
yeah. Han is in there, just like spinning
Although
around.
I do kind of wish we had a hot Jupiter in our solar system that orbited the sun every 2.65 days, just because that would be wild.
It would be, but it would totally fuck up the Earth's
Oh
gravitational.
yeah, but like, I don't know, maybe we evolved to that and it worked out. We
That's
just have
true.
this weird planet with all these crazy
Jupiter might have been
stories.
closer. Jupiter might have been closer and moved out.
It's
Because
true.
what they're finding with exoplanets is that we thought like our solar system was like the model solar system of how like
Yeah.
other planetary systems are going to look, and what we're finding is that a lot of the gas giants are closer to the star than we think that they should be, and we end up being the outlier, like the weirdo planetary system.
Yeah, and I was just watching a documentary last night where Mercury very likely started out around Earth's orbit and then made its way in.
Oh wow, okay, that's cool. Oh, Mercs. Good old Mercs. So this exoplanet it's a going, and this system is 716 light years away from
Next
us.
door.
Yeah, it's really not that far in the universe scheme of things. Also in Columba is a globular cluster. This is basically an old ball of stars.
Big ball of stars.
Big ball of stars.
What a great
NGC
roadside attraction.
Exactly. Yeah, driving around seeing like the biggest ball of
Oh,
stars.
big ball of stars. Let's go check
Hey,
that
let's
out.
let's get some pictures. It's 39,000 light years away though, so you got to go a little bit far. Most of the globular clusters are hanging out in the halo of our Milky Way galaxy, so that's outside of the plane. And they're some of the oldest stars in our galaxy. It's bright enough that you can see it with like a medium-sized amateur telescope, so you don't need like a Hubble or something like that to be able to see it. You can see it from home as long as you have, or go to a star party. You know, star parties are great, by the way. Star parties, you got it. Well, unfortunately, it is like a lot of like old guys, right?
As a future old guy, sorry.
Yeah. But they're like super excited about showing anybody anything through their scopes.
It's the
So
best.
yeah, you have all these like people with their telescopes, and you can check out some really cool stuff, and they'll tell you all about it, and they're more than happy to share. And it's really fun to see some of these things, and some of them can
Just
have
don't
like,
touch the eyepiece.
yeah, don't touch the eyepiece. And some of them, when we went to one, there's a telescope type called a Dobsonian, which Brandon has a Dobsonian. It's like basically a big tube.
It's
And
your classic telescope you think of.
yeah, and this guy had this Dobsonian that was so long that you needed to climb up a ladder to look through the eyepiece, and it's like, this is great. So it's really fun. So check out, Google your next like local star party in the area and see what comes up. Okay, back to Columba. There is not really any mythology with Columba because it was one of these later constellations that was kind of, picked out and
Thrown in there.
Yeah, thrown in there.
We can't have 87 constellations. That's an odd number.
How dare you? No. There is some history, though, to it, as far as people kind of like writing it down and mapping it out. So in the 3rd century BC, Aratus described faint stars that are in the same location, but never actually named any kind of pattern or anything in that location. And I guess he was a Greek poet, so it's in a poem that he like mentioned these stars. And I guess later on people were like, oh, these are in the direction of this constellation.
But it also feels like if you're writing a poem and you just pick out random, there's gonna be stars everywhere you look.
I mean, that's true, especially when you don't have like street lights and shit, and like no light
All
pollution.
their lights pointing down.
Yeah, all their lights are pointing down. They're all IDA certified lights in the 3rd century BC. But then Ptolemy, he kind of noted some stars from Canis Major in his Almagest that are like, he noted them as being a part of Canis Major, then later are then become a part of Columba. And then the Petrus Plancius, who we mentioned before, Harry Potter spell named guy, Petrus Plancius, he was the first to actually depict Columba as a constellation in 1592 AD CE. And it was named Columba Noachi, which means Noah's dove. So
that makes sense.
And the story goes that why he named it this is that apparently there was like a dove that told Noah the flood was receding, because doves can talk and shit.
We can put our Sunday school hat back on,
Yeah.
and say, of course Noah was out at sea and during the Great Flood, and he was just always waiting for the flood to recede so he can land and have all the animals and dinosaurs go frolic back on the land. But he needed to know when. So he every day sent his dove out to go search for land, came back always empty-handed. But on the last day, dove came back with a little twig. There's life out there.
Was
There's
it an
land.
olive branch?
I hope so.
So, oh wait, yeah.
Oh wait,
I had that in the notes.
hey,
Just
it's
had an olive branch / twig in its beak. So yeah, and then apparently I have a joke about talking animals, but that's, I guess I kind of made that already. So that was the first like recording of the constellation, and then in 1757 or 1763, how
There's a
history can
mystery.
be a little bit,
Blurry.
timey-wimey, if you will. Nicolas Louis de La Salle, French guy, clearly, he listed it as a constellation and actually cataloged the stars that were in it. So that was kind of the official, like, okay, now we have this constellation there. Now, okay, there is no mythology, but just a side note for China, because China, they go crazy with the night sky and how they map out the sky.
Kingdoms.
Yeah, it is wild. So it's called the heaven dove, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, both doves.
Yeah, that they went with doves in different cultures, and the constellation lies across the white tiger of the west and the vermilion bird of the south.
That's so cool.
It's like, all right.
We got microscopium, and they got the vermilion bird of the south.
I know, right? Speaking of, happy Chinese Lunar New Year.
Hey!
The year of the horse, or the fire horse. If you haven't, though, Google sad horse China.
No!
No, it's adorable. So they made plushies for the Year of the Horse, and some came out wrong where their smile was upside down, so it looks like it's frowning, and it's adorable. And so Mike was like,
So,
if I happen to see one, if I can happen to find one, he's totally gonna get one. But the chances are
oh
he
my
doesn't.
God,
Right? It's adorable. It's so cute. It's just like just the cute
that's the
sad
best. Oh
sad
no.
pony. I know. So everybody Google sad horse China, and you'll understand what we're
Uh,
talking about. And oh, Adam is the year of the horse. That's nice.
aren't I Year of the Horse? 1990 is Year of the Horse.
If Adam's
Wait, no,
19, no,
no, I
because
take
he's
that back.
91.
Yeah, okay. Boo.
I don't know what I am. 85. Somebody look up what 1985 is.
Uh-oh. Just Google 1985 and see what comes
Oh
up.
God. Year of death and destruction. I'm the harbinger. Every time we watch like a true crime documentary series or whatever, it's always like September. September and whatever year. I'm like, yes, I have brought
Yeah,
it.
that
I
makes
bring
sense.
it on.
I was
Oh,
right.
Adam is
I was
90.
right.
Okay, so there
Yes.
you go. Oh, you youngins. All right, now Columba's not the only thing up in the night sky for February.
What?
Of course, there are planets and other cool stuff. So as far as the planets go, Jupiter, and actually I didn't, Saturn actually I'm not sure of, but Jupiter for sure is up all night. I believe Saturn is up more in the early evening. Oh, I'm the year of the ox. I am a little bullheaded, so that makes sense.
And I'm just majestic.
Yeah, like a Mustang. And then Uranus and Neptune, they'll be visible, but you need binoculars to see
Yeah.
them. Mercury, no go. Mars and Venus, the end of the month, you'll be able to see them. In fact, we have something fun happening at the end of the month I'll get to in a second. But first, actually, I'm going to get to it right now because that's really, I did not put these events in order. So let's go for it. Let's skip to February 28th, 2026. We
Wow.
have not bulls on parade, but planets on
Ah,
parade.
it's a nice little theme song to Planets on
Right?
Parade.
Uh, so 6 planets are going to be visible, like all in a nice row, because they all travel along the ecliptic or the plane of our solar system as we kind of imagine it or project it onto the sky. So again, Uranus and Neptune, you'll need binoculars, but Mercury, Venus, not Earth, Mercury, Venus,
You will be able to see the
Mars.
Earth, though, to be fair.
Well, if you look down, you can see the Earth. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Oh, and I guess then Uranus. Maybe Neptune is not visible. Or maybe it's not Mercury. Mercury might be because Mercury is typically hard to see. So I would
No.
say probably not Mercury then. But they'll be in a nice little parade going through
Oh,
the sky,
that's
celebrating the end of the
fun.
month. But going back to the beginning of the month, today, February 1st, as we're recording it, tonight is a full moon. It is the full snow moon.
If you get snow,
If you get snow, we tend to get more snow in February. Like we'll get
so
good snow.
I think we got another like 2 inches maybe this last week. But I saw a chart where the lowest snowfall ever was 14 feet in Salt Lake. We're at like 8 inches.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, no, we're kind of fucked.
That is very not good.
Uh-huh.
Hey, climate change is real, people. Yeah, the importance of snowfall, everybody, by the way, is that so that melts later on and you have water supply. So, in fact, in Ogden, when we lived in Ogden, we had like water that was from like the melt that was ice melt basically collected that was for like our landscaping and stuff, so yard work. It was like the city would provide that as a separate
Oh,
from
nice.
your drinking water. And so every year they basically had to push back when they would turn it on because of drought levels, basically. And so this is just low snowfall is going to contribute to just more drought
And wildfires. So,
and
you know,
wildfires.
get that to-go bag ready this year, guys.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You didn't do that last year.
I kind of did it for one day when there was a fire nearby, and then it was fine. But anyway, moving on to happier things. On February 17th is a new moon, so that's when your
Yes.
sky is going to be really dark if it's not cloudy or rainy or whatever. That's a great time to look at the night sky because you don't have the light pollution from the moon. And then something exciting is happening on February 17th. There will be an
Annular.
annular solar eclipse.
Ooh.
But But you're going to have to happen to be in the Indian Ocean or Antarctica to see it.
What's the difference between a total solar eclipse and an annular
The
solar
annular
eclipse?
solar eclipse, great question, Brandon. It basically where the moon doesn't fully cover the sun because of just the distances kind of change. And so sometimes the moon is a little bit closer or farther, and so it doesn't completely cover the disk of the sun. So you get a ring of fire around that edge of that moon that's covering the disk of the sun. So it's known as an annular.
Nice. And I guess annular eclipse of the heart doesn't ring the same way. So
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not as good. But I'm gonna jump ahead into March a little bit, the beginning of March, because
By jump sounds.
I like it. Because I don't know when our March High in the Sky is gonna be ready and come out. But March 3rd, there will be a total lunar eclipse. And that will be visible in Eastern Asia, Australia, the Pacific Ocean, and North America.
That's us.
Exactly. The greatest eclipse for us will be at 3:33 a.m. Pacific time, or 11:33 a.m. Universal time. So
I don't know about that
it's
one.
not great timing, but I mean, if you want to stay up late and check out a lunar
wake up
eclipse,
early,
or
honestly.
wake up early, then you can see a lunar eclipse. Now, with a lunar eclipse, though, it's a little bit different than like a solar eclipse, obviously. With the lunar eclipse, the moon doesn't go completely dark. It just ends up looking like more red or reddish brown, depending on the particulates that are in the atmosphere at the time.
But there is something special about watching lunar eclipse and understanding that the Earth's shadows being cast on the moon bit by bit and just slowly happening. It's seeing a celestial event live. It's really neat.
It's really cool. And so it's also, you'll probably hear in the news like blood moon around that time. Like, there's going to be a blood moon.
Yeah, so make sure to sacrifice your goats then to have the most impact on your...
like Katie, because she is a goat.
Don't sacrifice that goat, though.
That would be a good time. See, vampires should be, moonlight should affect vampires because it's reflected sunlight. So an eclipse should be good for vampires.
No, see, what if the regolith on the moon has some kind of special property or is bewitched early on to where once it's reflected back, the regolith kind of soaks in whatever makes something special to kill the vampire. Yeah, we got to make that canon. We have to make like the moon is cursed. We have a cursed moon above us.
So then, if a blood moon means that vampires would get more powerful, maybe.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, I like that. But also, that's a werewolf time because it's a full moon. So
Stephanie Myers, come talk to us.
Yeah, there we go. They don't fucking sparkle. At the very least. All right. So those are some of the things that you can see in the night sky in February. Of course, there's plenty to look up and see out there in space. So, just go outside and look up whenever you have the chance and just marvel in the wonderness of the wonderness, whatever.
Go with it.
The wonderness of the universe and, be happy that, you're alive in it.
And dream of things outside the planets.
Exactly. Oh, the blood moon did make firebenders more powerful. You're right, Katie.
Wow.
Who said in chat? Yes, that is true. That is fact. Now we do have a couple events for this month in astronomy history. New little segment for this year because I got a calendar that has historical things. Fancy Physics Man is in chat. He is awake. Oh, the water. No, it wasn't waterbenders. It was firebenders that the blood moon made more. Right? It makes sense because fire. No,
Fire's
it was
like.
Because the comet was coming.
I've only seen one episode.
What are you doing with your life? You gotta watch it. It's amazing.
Watching Deep Space Nine, man.
Oh, for blood bending. Oh, the water
Holy
benders.
shit, that's deep.
Okay,
That
all
goes
right.
hard.
All right, yeah, blood bending. That's the
That's
you
like
don't do it.
that's like Magneto taking the iron from your blood.
Yeah, pretty much. So, okay, all right. So, thank you, Mike, for correcting us on the avatar.
Just as we knew he would.
Our avatar information. All right, so this month in astronomy history, February 3rd is the 60th anniversary of the first soft lunar landing on the moon with Luna 9.
Ooh.
60 years.
Stay tuned for more news about the moon.
Oh, yeah, we got a big one for you. That Brandon added, luckily, because he's paying attention to the world. February 18th is the 5th anniversary.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, 5th anniversary of Perseverance landing on Mars. How has it been 5 years?
Shit. Wait, ready? It's next to me.
Yay! That's perfect. Ours is on top of the fridge. I moved it to make room for a flower where it
Ooh, it's
was.
3D.
Yeah, go Percy, go!
Oh, for those of you listening on the podcast,
Yeah.
I just took my Percy Lego set and put it on the screen. Because it was right next to me, because I'm in the middle of a move.
Mike and I have the same one. I can't believe it's been
Oh,
5 years since Perseverance has landed on Mars. That's just wild. Check out our episode on time, everybody, because time is
this
fucking
is
weird.
fucked up.
Time is, I don't like it. So yeah, those are the two main things happening this month
So
in astronomy history.
going back to Perseverance for a
Oh yeah,
second,
yeah, yeah.
it still blows my mind, especially thinking about it. We watched a fucking helicopter on Mars take off dozens of times.
Yeah, a helicopter on Mars.
Just wrinkles
The
your
first
brain.
and only ever helicopter on Mars.
I don't
Just set
like. We're not
records.
going to get that for decades.
Yeah, if we get anything else.
Other countries go to space, not
Oh,
just
that's
us.
true. That's true. That's true.
Come on, China.
China, India's doing some good progress with the moon. India also has a orbit
Now,
around Mars. Mom,
now, if they can pull up a helicopter on the moon, I'm listening.
there you go. Can you?
No,
There's no atmosphere.
No, it would just make
Yeah.
a lot of dust.
I'm like, okay.
Actually, no, wouldn't make any dust. What am I talking about? Because there's no air going down.
Yeah,
It would
there's
just spin real
It would
fast.
just spin really fast and do nothing. But Mars, because it has a thin atmosphere, it can get a little bit of lift to take off, and it flew. You know what is great is that even though there have been a lot of failures in space exploration and sending spacecraft places, which is to be expected, right? Space
Yeah,
is
space
not
is hard.
easy to traverse, right? Space
And
is
that's
hard.
true. Yeah.
But the ones that we have sent there mainly have outlasted expectations by just an exponential factor. Even the helicopter was like only supposed to last a certain amount of time, and they
If it
ended
worked,
up doing
yeah.
if it even worked, and then because they couldn't test it on Earth because
Yeah.
Earth doesn't have the same
course,
conditions
the-
as on Mars.
The prime example of that is Good Old Opportunities. Meant to last 90 days, and it went for... How long did that go for?
Oh God, years.
Was it like
Years.
over a decade?
Yeah, and it didn't last, and Spirit as well went, just
Yeah.
a little bit less, only because it just got stuck. And
It got
then
stuck. Oh, God. We keep promoting things on the show, but if you haven't watched Goodnight Oppie on Amazon, my God, go cry tonight and watch it.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
do it. The Mars rovers are some of my favorite things.
Oh, they make me happy.
I know, and I love that they're just so adorable and cute, and they're machines. Uh, I know. Look at them. Oh gosh. All right, let's get into some astronomy
All right.
news. We got things going on. Welcome to Astronomy News 2026 for High in the Sky, February. Cosmos of Cosmos, here with you live. All right, so Dark Energy Survey scientists released analysis of all
Okay.
6 years of survey data. All right, so this is from the Noir Lab, which is up at Kitts Peak in Tucson.
Also, just love the name Noir Lab. It's like they
Noir,
have
I know,
those
right?
the little hats on. There's smoke.
Yes!
There's smoke in the bedroom. There's smoke in the bedroom. There's
It's
smoke
black
in
and
the
white.
laboratory. Yeah.
Black and white,
Love
and
it.
very just like noir. So the Dark Energy Survey, or DES, it went from 2013 to 2019. It was a collaboration that carried out a deep white area survey of the sky, and it recorded information from 669 million galaxies that are billions of light years from Earth, and their viewpoint covered an eighth of the area of the sky. So imagine like what you could observe looking at the entire sky. So the first results were from there were 4 methods of measuring the expansion of the universe. There's now don't ask me what these are.
Go for it. Go.
Baryon acoustic oscillations, Type 1a supernovae, galaxy clusters, and weak gravitational lensing.
So it does sound. First of all, you have parentheses after baryon the acoustic oscillations. Bow.
Bow.
Yeah, that makes me
B-A-O.
happy. I want to eat it. But
Bow.
also,
Bow
it
bun.
sounds like you can measure the baryon acoustic oscillations using tachyons, and if you reverse the flow, then you can get their shields low, and then you can escape. I don't know.
That's how they do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how you can do it. I like it. Thank you.
that's how Klingon Empire does it.
I mean, it does sound very Star Trek. So these methods basically narrow down the possible models for how the universe behaves. And it found that their data mostly aligned with the standard model of cosmology.
Yeah, all right.
But it also fit the evolving dark energy model, but really kind of no better than it fit the standard model. So it was kind of
Oh,
like the same.
yeah.
So the standard model is the lambda cold dark matter model, where dark energy density is constant throughout the
Uh-huh.
universe. So that's the standard model. And it basically is like saying, yeah,
Yeah, it's
this
all homogeneous.
this checks
Yeah.
out. But there's one outlying parameter that's kind of still troublesome with this that more observations and study are going to kind of help with.
Okay.
So both the standard and evolving dark energy models predict how matter in the universe clusters at later times.
Got it.
And what they found was that galaxy clustering was found to be different from what was being predicted by the
We like that.
standard model. So the observation is not necessarily matching the predictions. And so when they then added the DES data, they found that that gap between the observations and predictions actually widened.
Oh, that's exciting.
Not to the point where the standard model is like they have to throw it out or anything like that, but that they're like, things aren't lining
There's
up, so
something amiss.
we're gonna have to like we need more data
Huh.
basically, which is always the case. It's always like we need more data.
Yeah.
So the next step is taking data from the Long Legacy Survey of Space and Time, the LSST, that the Vera Rubin telescope is performing, and adding that to the DES data. According to Chris Davis, the NSF program director for NORLab, DES has been transformative, and the NSF DOE Vera C. Rubin Observatory will take us even further. Rubin's unprecedented survey of the southern sky will enable new tests of gravity and shed
I mean,
light on dark energy.
that's exactly why we built it, is to discover more things and to shake our models apart.
Right? And understand the universe and how it's forming. Like, where it came from, how it's forming, where it's going to go, basically.
Yeah, where did it come from? Where did it go?
Exactly. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for the Cotton Eye Joe reference. Fancy Physics Man in chat says BOA equals the baryonic oscillation acoustics, or whatever that is, acoustic oscillation. He said sound waves from variations of density in the very early universe. Those waves froze in place when the universe was 380,000 years old. So
Nice.
that's what BAO is actually doing. So it's interesting that we have data that's being like, yeah, the standard model of cosmology is pretty, this is lining up, except for this little bit.
Couple inconsistencies.
This little bit's not.
And it's those little inconsistencies that can just blow wide open.
Exactly. But still pretty cool. All right, now, the next article we have is that astronomers watch the first black hole ever imaged launch a 3,000 light year long cosmic jet from its glowing shadow.
Damn.
So the first black hole ever imaged and this was by the Event Horizon Telescope. Check out our book club review on Einstein's Shadow. Where it talks about how the Event Horizon Telescope basically became a thing. But M87, and they found, and I have a picture of it here, they observed a 3,000 light year long comet, what they're calling a cosmic blowtorch, which I just find
that's
to be
cool.
really fun. So this is M87. Of course, we're seeing like more of the galaxy kind of here, and then we see the jet from the black hole. You can Google
I love seeing those.
M87 black hole image and see the image of the black hole that was taken, or first ever. But yeah, it's just spewing out, man. It's just like burping and just all this excess material that it just is not going into it. It's just like
Nope, not having it.
just fancy physics punk. All right.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about that. That's
Too bad it's
and the
fancy
alliteration
funk.
is there. Man.
It is. It works. Fancy physics.
Because fancy spelled with a PH, by the way.
Yes, that's how, like fact.
Fact.
Check out earlier in the
facts.
episode for that reference. All right, so that's all I have on that one. The next article, astronomers spot new Earth-sized planet near a habitable zone,
Oh boy,
146
Goldilocks
light years away.
zone.
Yeah, we like it when we're finding Earth-sized planets in habitable zones.
I know some like it hot, but we like it habitable.
We like it habitable, where liquid water could exist on the surface, because we know, at least for here on the Earth, liquid water equals life. So they found this planet orbiting a sun-like star, so that's nice.
Excellent.
That's good. It's called HD 13701b. Lowercase b, for those of you. And this was actually found in NASA's Kepler Space Telescope's K2 mission in 2017. So this was the extended mission from Kepler's original mission, which is now no longer going.
Cheers to Kepler.
Cheers
Did such
to
a phenomenal
Kepler.
job, and
It
it's
is.
phenomenal. Speaking of missions that went on longer than anticipated, Kepler, fucking champion.
It is, yeah. In fact, yeah, they went to the end of the mission. They're like, hey, we can still go. So they did the K2 portion of it.
Because 3 gyroscopes are for sissies.
Exactly. Leia, Leia, go away, honey. We're in the middle of a thing. You gotta go. She's real neat. I'll bump her head with the microphone.
I got puppies barking in the background, so
I
hopefully it's not being picked up.
I don't hear it at all. So yeah. All right. So this planet, the study was done by the University of Southern Queensland. The researcher was Alexander Venner. This planet is 6% larger than the Earth, so not too much bigger than the Earth. It's fine. It has a 355-day orbit.
Okay.
So very similar.
We're getting close here.
And so the researchers said that it has about a 50% chance of residing in the habitable zone of its star.
I'll take it.
But surface temperatures might be closer to Mars, potentially below -94 degrees. So,
Well, some like it cold. So
exactly. So that means there could just be frozen water on there. Now, the next best planet around a sun-like star in a habitable zone is Kepler 186f, which is about 4 times farther away and 20 times fainter than this planet. So it is a good candidate that is relatively close to us. I didn't put down how far away it was, did I? God, darn it.
It's more than a couple light years away.
It's yeah. And actually, what's really great about this is that it was first flagged by a citizen scientist as part of the Planet Hunters program.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right? So you can find this shit yourself. You can go online. There's like Galaxy Zoo. I don't know.
What's the other one called?
I don't know if Planet Hunters is still.
Zoo was. I remember the word zoo being involved, but I do remember. Back in college at this point, I would just go to this website, look at images, and say this might be a thing, that might be a thing, and just do that for 30 minutes a day, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of astronomers rely on just regular people just kind of doing this in their free time, like counting craters on the moon, classifying galaxies, and looking through data to find exoplanets.
And that's shit that Galileo can only dream of at best. And here we are, just that might be a planet.
I
circle,
know,
off
right?
you go. Take a drink.
Of course, the dogs are playing. I don't know if you can hear it, but there we go. So there we go. So new Earth-like planet found from data that we've collected, several years in the past, and it takes time to go through that data and to find shit in there. It's hard to find these things. Speaking of finding things, hundreds of new anomalies in Hubble data defy explanation.
Aliens.
Ooh, of course it's
aliens.
100% it's aliens. No, it's not. So now, all right. I have weird feelings about this because an AI tool was used for this research. And it uncovered more than 1,000 strange cosmic objects in the Hubble's image archives.
Was your feelings because of the AI being used?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, when it is a tool being used to enhance others' work
It's
and
different.
to do it, I think that's very different than trying to, copy people's literature and paintings. I think it's a very, very big difference.
No, I totally agree. I think that AI has it can have very good potential and uses, but I also think it can be a slippery slope.
It's like when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail situation.
Yeah. So AI was used, and it basically, in 2 days of using this AI tool, researchers found 1,300 oddball objects, weird objects that they're like, this doesn't fit normal classifications of things.
Hi, Ron.
And that's because space is weird. Of
Space
course.
is weird.
So out of the 1,300 like weird objects, 800 have never been spotted before. And the what officials said was that additional discoveries, including galaxies with massive star-forming clumps, jellyfish-looking galaxies with gaseous tentacles, edge-on planet-forming disks in our own galaxy
Hmm.
resembling hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
Um,
Are there any hot dog galaxies out
I
there?
don't know. I'm sure. Oh, I think there is actually one.
There's in
That's
sparks
out
on
there.
spiral
Oh,
galaxies,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
So when you say never been spotted before, I guess I should read the article. But does that mean like these images were processed, but nobody took the time to look at them because there are so many images out there, or were they spotted
No,
in
it's like
already
it's
produced
objects.
images?
It's objects that like defy classification. And here's an image of a
Oh, okay.
sample of some of the like weird, some of the oddball things that they were seeing, and that it's just like
Oh,
how they look. Like they're not like they don't
yeah.
fit standard classifications of the things that
The
we
s-
have.
the center top, I think, is classified as the Glizzy galaxy.
The
Yes, there it
glizzy, is
is.
that what it is?
I hate that word, by the way, Glizzy.
Glizzy? What is that like a slang term? What is
Oh, you
that?
don't know.
I
All
don't
right,
know. I'm not
so
hip with
that's
it.
that's the young person term for hot dog.
Glizzy?
Yes, I'm so sorry. You have to hear that from me. It
How?
sounds, I don't like it. It sounds dirty.
It doesn't it make sense as a term for a hot dog.
So those are on my mind because I had 3 hot dogs today. So I'm already thinking about my next hot dog.
It's okay. I'm when I um so like I've had the nicknames Lizzie and
Mm.
Izzy, and then in middle school I remember one boy saying Jizzy to me,
Oh no.
and I didn't get it at the time,
Hmm.
and now of course later I was like, fuck. But luckily that didn't like take
I
on or anything.
I
That
do
wasn't.
appreciate though how that memory has dug into your mind and you still know it.
I know. I still know that memory, even though it didn't luckily become a thing, and it was just like one kid that like said something to me
All
about
right. See, AI can bring upon good things like
it
conversations
can.
about the glizzies and nicknames.
Yeah. All right. That makes no sense. Younger generations make no sense, and I'm an old person now because I think that. But
Get off my lawn.
it's cool that we're finding weird shit, and I think that using
Yes.
tools in a responsible manner, using AI tools in a responsible manner to help look at data, because there's so much data that has been collected that is
Hmm.
really impossible for humans alone to really kind of
Yeah.
go through all of it,
So I'm perfectly okay with AI being used in that way.
Yeah.
That's exactly in my mind how
Yeah.
it should be processed. Yeah.
So good on you, this AI tool, and hopefully they find more weird stuff, and then we kind of they can look into figure out like,
It's
hey, what do we
it's
classify this as?
it's all about weird
It's all
science.
about weird science. God, it's such a good movie.
I've
Um,
never seen it. I know between that and Avatar, I'm
what are you
just not doing
doing? Get
great.
out of here. Yeah. Has there been a remake of Weird Science? I don't think so, but if
I
there
don't think they're
has,
allowed to anymore,
that
right? Is
they
it
shouldn't. But
product
watch.
of their time?
Yeah, you got the original is best. All right, now this one's for the history buffs out there like myself. Lost ancient Greek star catalog decoded by particle
Wait,
accelerator.
what?
Yeah, physics being used for history. This is great.
Decoded by Pearl. Keep
Yes.
going. Let's
Okay.
learn more.
Okay, so the synchrotron radiation.
What a cool fucking name,
S-
first
I
of
know,
all.
synchrotron. Synchrotron radiation has revealed a star map made by the ancient Greek astronomer Hipparchus
Damn.
that was thought to be lost to time. So people have referenced Hipparchus's work, but nobody has found
This is big.
Hipparchus's work on this. So this is really huge. So apparently he had like a meticulous star catalog that other astronomers have referenced. It's called what these researchers found was this medieval codex called the Codex Climaci Rescriptus, which is something known as a palimpsest. And a palimpsest comes from an ancient Greek word meaning scraped again. So it's basically like a thing that's basically written over.
Yeah, so there's that, and also a lot of old works have been discovered because they would take other old books and make those pages the cover by like binding them together, and so people can actually open up covers of old books and discover new books in those as well.
That's
So it's kind of
cool.
similar to this, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, apparently, like, these manuscripts, they would have words erased and written over just to save parchment. And
Shit's
so
expensive.
clearly they didn't realize what they were writing over when they fucking did this shit. But this one dates back to the 5th century CE, from 5th century CE to the 9th and 10th century CE. And so basically what they found was that they used the SLAC, S-L-A-C, National Accelerator Laboratory in Menlo Park, California.
Different slack.
Woo! Different SLAC. And what it does is it accelerates charged particles to nearly the speed of light and circulates them around a curving track. That's what particle accelerators do. So CERN in
Magnets.
Switzerland is doing the same thing. How do they work? We know how they work. Fuck off. As the particles constantly change directions, they emit like exceedingly bright beams of X-ray light, and that light can penetrate deep into materials and create a thorough X-ray image of an object. So it's like a super X-ray.
Super X-ray.
A super
Yeah.
X-ray of this manuscript was taken. And so the light, and X-ray is light, light reacts differently to different inks that were used in the manuscript. So they can see basically the different levels of ink depending on what that ink is made out of.
So cool.
Right?
This is hitting like all my interests. Keep
I
going.
know. Okay. So the top layers of the manuscript, the ink contains more iron, whereas the ink that Hipparchus used contained more calcium. So they can then separate
yeah.
that out from the other inks to see what is written there. They need to do more research on it before, like I didn't find any
They can
like
release text or
images.
anything like
Yeah,
that?
they
Yeah.
haven't released any text of it, and I wasn't able to find any images of it. But according to Victor Gissenberg, who's a researcher at the French National Center for Scientific Research, who led the experiment, he said that the star catalog is so important for understanding the birth of science. And so they wanted to kind of pull out all the stops to basically see what was written here.
I kind of nerded that right there. And you said understanding the birth of science. I got a little bit of chills.
Right.
That's such
Because
a
what
good
this
line.
also then kind of what this also will kind of do is it, depending on what they find in this catalog, it can kind of then tell if like later prominent astronomers like Ptolemy, if they were the first to make the observations that they made, or did Hipparchus make the
I
observations
mean,
beforehand?
Hipparchus is a major name, so yeah, this is big.
He is.
I'm very excited to follow this.
I know. So it's really exciting that you can take physics, you can take equipment made for trying to look at quantum physics essentially, and those discoveries, and use it to reveal, to learn about history and to reveal these things that you think would have been lost because it's been written over or erased or whatever, but it's still there at a very, I don't want to say quantum level because that's not correct, but it's just hidden from our eyes, but this other X-rays can see it,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just thought that was really neat. I was like, I would never have thought of using a particle accelerator to then decode a manuscript
to look through different layers.
To
pages.
find something that Hipparchus wrote down shit on.
I want to follow the story and have updates once in a while.
Yeah,
This is great.
So I hope that we get like some like images and like text of like,
It's gonna be like, it's like the Shroud of Turin, but physics.
real. But also just to see like Hipparchus's writing.
Well, it wouldn't be because you said 5th century, so it would be transcribing in different copies
I guess,
to the 5th century, not his original.
I guess maybe. Okay, I guess that's true. But still, all right. Well,
Yeah,
it's exciting.
it is.
Okay. Mike says Indiana. He means Indiana University. No one can see the chat anyway in this show, so he wrote Indiana.
There it is.
University.
There's Indiana.
Indiana
I just
University
updated.
uses their particle accelerator to fight cancer.
Oh,
Cool.
that's cool.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We're gonna go on a little bit of a James Webb kick now because James
Hell
Webb.
yeah.
I mean, come on, it's doing some
JWST.
it's fucking awesome. So James Webb reveals 5 galaxy merger just 800 million years after the Big Bang.
Like the after party.
Yeah, this study comes from Texas A&M University. Dr. Wida Hu and Dr. Casey Papovich are the lead researchers. And I do have this image here for you. This is
Let's check it
the
out.
James Webb Space Telescope quintet, if you will. And they discovered a rare, tightly packed collision of galaxies in the early universe that suggested the galaxies were interacting and shaping their surroundings far earlier than scientists
Ooh.
had predicted. Um, and they have evidence that the collision was then redistributing heavy elements beyond the galaxies themselves. So the actual merger of the galaxies is helping to seed the universe with heavier elements. So it's not just supernovae. It comes from these highly energetic interactions between these very large mass objects, which are galaxies. Now, the galaxies themselves, they are separated by tens of thousands of light years between them, as galaxies tend to be, but they are
At least, yeah.
interacting gravitationally. They occupy an unusually compact region of space and apparently formed stars 250 times the mass of the sun per year, which is far higher than galaxies at the time, or that should have been, doing at the time.
Well, as we learned earlier, mass maybe had distributed slightly differently in the early universe. So maybe,
That's true. That's true. In fact, there's some other articles here that are like, oh, things are happening earlier than we thought
but
they
what
would
it is
happen.
ain't exactly clear.
Exactly. So this discovery, it may help explain why James Webb has identified a growing number of massive galaxies that appear largely inactive just
Huh.
a few billion years later, because they've used up all their shit.
Oh, yeah, because they're making really big stars real fast.
Yeah, they're making really big stars real fast from merging and interacting, that they're using up all their gas and dust, and so then they're just basically like petered out by
I wish I could use, my rental houses. Hey, new place. Get gas and dust real fast, so I don't deal with it anymore.
yeah, right? That would be nice. Just exhaust the gas and dust.
All the dust done in like 1 week and don't deal
Yeah,
with it again.
never have to dust again. Meanwhile, now I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to dust when I vacuumed. So systems like this quintet of James Webb, they merged rapidly, exhausted their gas early, and then evolved into the massive galaxies that are seen as at later times. So exciting stuff. So things are just happening earlier than we thought in the universe.
Huh.
The universe is getting shit done in a much more
Sorry,
timely manner.
I just had another thought of we could have a James Webb update and make a graphic of a spider web coming out with the JWST logo and have it a weird little theme song.
Okay. You can find that weird little theme song for
Yeah. Yeah.
James Webb update. We should have like a James Webb update. James Webb is always
Oh,
updating
shit, yeah.
though. There's something like all the time with James Webb. James Webb spots this. In fact, I got another one where
We got another one.
Webb has done it again.
James Webb.
Newfound galaxy at the dawn of time is challenging what we know about the universe.
That's
Fucking
most of these stories now.
That's
I love
all of
challenging
them.
what we know about the universe.
We're constantly that's the thing with science, is because we're constantly developing better technology so that we're challenging everything we knew in the past because we have better technology to understand it better.
I'm gonna make Liz mad. There's a book that explains everything, Liz.
Is it the Bible?
It's the Bible, yes.
The Bibble.
The Bible.
The Bibble. I like that.
I'm kidding. Advancing, exploring, discovering new things constantly is exactly what we had very room for, what James Webb is
the
for.
point.
It's the point, is discovering new
point.
things and making our past theories wrong. So we're very excited about this. Let's see what this
Yeah.
web has done it against.
All right. Well, it just keeps finding older and older galaxies. That's what it's
Oh.
doing. So this galaxy
Webb
that
has
I
a
found,
type for sure.
it does have a type. It likes
Old galaxies.
it likes them older. I guess me too. So this galaxy, which is called Mom Z14. Here's an image of it. This is a zoomed image
So,
from like a
I'm
deep
sorry.
sky survey. Mom.
Not going there.
It existed to us, or we're seeing it as it existed
Ooh.
280 million years after the Big Bang. This is 2% of the universe's current age. So this is the oldest galaxy we've spotted so far. So far.
And this happens every few months. It discovers a new oldest
I know,
galaxy.
it really
It's really
does.
fun.
It really does. And the name, the Z14, it attributes to its redshift. So as something is like moving away from us, the light shifts more into the red end of the spectrum. Not that it like turns the color red necessarily. It's just in the whole electromagnetic spectrum, the light is shifted more to the red side. So this galaxy has a redshift of 14.44, which means that the light has been traveling for 3.5 billion years. Billion
That's it?
years. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I feel like we won 3.5 billion.
Oh, wait.
But what do I know?
I'm sorry. I think I meant that should be 13.5 billion years.
That makes sense. Okay.
That makes more sense. Thank you for that correction. Yeah, that's not 13.5. 13.5. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. This is 13.5 billion years that the light has been traveling. That makes way more sense. So this relates to the previous article where we keep finding things that are like redefining our view of the universe and when things happened. Things are happening earlier. We're seeing galaxies so this galaxy, basically, it's 100 times brighter than a galaxy should be at this point in time in the universe than we thought. Like, there shouldn't be a galaxy this bright this early in the universe, according to what we thought before.
The universe is like David Bowie. It keeps reinventing itself.
It does. It does. And there shouldn't have been enough time for generations of stars to produce such high amounts of nitrogen that they're finding in this galaxy. So one theory is that the dense early universe enabled supermassive stars to produce more nitrogen than the stars we observe in the local universe.
That's interesting.
Yeah, right? So according to I just wrote Naidu, but I'm assuming this is like one of the researchers. I should have written
Dr.
down
Naidu.
there. Yeah, Dr. Naidu. It says we can take a page from archaeology and look at these ancient stars in our own galaxy like fossils from the early universe, except in astronomy, we are lucky enough to have Webb seeing so far that we also have direct information about galaxies during that time. And it turns out we are seeing some of the same features, like this unusual nitrogen enrichment. So now we're using history for astronomy or physics. So before we were using physics for history.
The turntables turn.
I know, and now we're using physics for we're using history for physics. See, it's all intertwined.
Also, great reference, Ron. I appreciate that in the chat.
He says in chat, Ron says, "Is the universe afraid of America?" This is a song. What's the tune to the song?
I can't remember. I just know the music video.
Put a voice chat. No, you can't. So I just thought that was really interesting that it's like I found an article where it was like, hey, we're using physics and we uncovered something from history, and now it's basically kind of putting the universe in a historical in this like archaeology context.
We're like the Captain Planet of history and astronomy. With our powers combined, we can learn shit.
So that's me with the ring, and then it's a light beam coming from my hand. For those who don't know, I always thought heart was the stupidest one. I was like, what is this?
You gotta have heart, you know?
I know.
Without heart,
you know, Captain Planet.
Poetry is just AI without.
We should all. I think it should be a requirement of everybody in this country to watch Captain Planet, especially anybody that is employed by.
Oh, I did a weird little deep dive in Captain Planet recently. I didn't watch it, but just learning about its origins and how Ted Turner approved it basically to get back at his rivals. Wild ride.
Wow.
Wild
I didn't know there was so much drama behind Captain Planet.
Yeah.
I mean, he's our hero. We still have pollution, though. So
down to zero.
All right, so
he did his best.
Did I have, which one has my side story? I have a side story in one of these.
But we're almost to my section, which is very exciting.
My side story was for this article. Okay, I'm sorry. I missed it. Okay, so I have a side story for this current article because when I was doing these notes, I was actually watching a Nat Geo show about archaeological finds.
And this isn't in the notes, so this is exciting.
It is. So, because I was watching it while I was typing these notes. So, side story. So, I was watching an archaeology show on Nat Geo, and they were literally unveiling the scaffolding of an ancient Roma villa. And, I'm on a different article.
I think so. Yes, you
Damn
are.
it. Okay, okay. Pause that. Pause that. I had one beer and Cheerios for breakfast, so
For
this is where we are.
we can fix that in the post.
I won't because I'm too lazy. Okay, next article. Next article, we'll get to my side story about what I was watching. All right, so another web thing. Okay, Webb's biggest dark matter map shows the universe's invisible scaffolding in stunning detail.
Hopefully, it's not made of bamboo.
I know, right? So, I'm going to my, sorry.
Actually, I would trust bamboo to hold up the universe because it's pandas all the way down.
So here's an image, which is actually a gorgeous image where you can see clumps of dark matter in it and some very stereotypical stars, which are just refractions from the telescope. Leia's being very needy right now.
That's
Sorry.
gorgeous.
So Webb has produced one of the most detailed high-resolution maps of dark matter ever produced. Diana Skogni
With confidence.
Skognamiglio.
With the confidence of a white man.
Of NASA's JPL was the lead author of the study. And it reveals dark matter's influence on the larger objects in the universe, like galaxy clusters stretching millions of light years across. So what she says is that now we're seeing the invisible scaffolding of the universe in stunning detail thanks to Webb. So the side story is that I was watching the archaeology show and they were literally revealing the scaffolding of an ancient Roman villa while I was doing this article, and I was like, holy shit. Cool. It's
when the universe comes together.
It's like it's space archaeology, you know? Using telescopes is like space archaeology almost.
So this I'm sure you're going to get to this, but is this invisible scaffolding similar to like Laniakea structure?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Okay, but what the map shows is that dark matter and regular matter have always been in the same place, that they've actually grown up together.
Oh, that's nice.
Essence. That's according to co-author Richard Massey. He's an astrophysicist at Durham University in the UK. So the current theory is that dark matter helped regular matter then clump together and form the structures of the universe that we currently observe.
The fiber of the universe.
It is, yeah. It's everything. It's helping everything come together. So that means that dark matter is responsible for the distribution of galaxies in the universe we see today.
Okay, yeah.
Also means that dark matter is responsible for, or helped influence the formation of planets, including the Earth. And you could say, without dark matter, that we wouldn't be here.
Can you believe, Liz, that we have so many stories on dark matter today and Mike's not here?
No, right?
Oh, he'd be so happy to be here.
Right?
He's so happy listening.
So here's another image that this compares the Hubble observation of dark matter with Webb, and you can see that Webb just provides like a much better view of that distribution.
Reminds me of like the neurons of the brain when you see all the synapses firing and all the connected. Yeah.
The current map is, if you were looking up in the sky, it takes up basically 2.5 times larger than a full moon in the sky. That's like that's the size of area that they were looking. And Skognamiglio and the team say that they'll map dark matter with NASA's upcoming Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope, which might be on the chopping, or no, it's not anymore.
It was. I think it's back on.
Okay,
but you never know.
You never know. It was on the chopping block. It might be okay now. Hopefully,
I have
it's
a soapbox
okay.
Later, don't worry.
All right. But they're hoping to map with that telescope over an area over 4,400 times bigger than this region.
Massive.
Which is exciting, because the more space we see, the more
you know.
It. Yeah, the more you know. Exactly. So. Fun times. This is good stuff. This is what we like to see. All right, last article before we get into some big stuff, some big news, some big things happening. And this is a article courtesy of Pod Mom, my Pod Mom, who sent it in chat, and I was like, well, I'll put it in the pod, and unfortunately, Mike's not around to look at it. But Milky Way is embedded in a large-scale sheet of dark matter, which explains the motions of galaxies.
Okay, all right. I think we can do this.
Okay, so simulations were carried out by astronomers from the University of Groningen in collaboration with researchers from Germany, France, and Sweden.
Hmm.
It was led by PhD graduate Ewood Wempe and Professor
Hmm.
Amina Helmi. And so what they're finding that is that most of the dark matter beyond the local group of galaxies, which is where we
Okay.
are, we're in the local
Yep.
group, we're one of those. They it must be organized into an extended plane with large voids above and below. So here's an image of
Okay.
the simulations of the data that they have here. And so you can see this like plane that the galaxies are in, and
Oh,
then
totally.
these
Yeah.
voids here, which does kind of like if I were to imagine a close up view of the cosmic web, like if you zoom into the cosmic web,
Hmm.
like this kind of seems like it fits up with the
It would just be in there.
structure
Yeah.
of the cosmic web. It looks very webby, not James Webby, but just webby as in spider webby.
Or Brandon Webb.
Or
Diamondback's
Brandon
reference.
Webb. So basically, what they found is that the galaxies must be organized in an extended plane with these large voids above and below, and this actually explains the current observed motions of nearby galaxies and
Okay.
joint masses of the Milky Way.
Okay.
With this flat, it's a flat mass distribution, is what they're calling it.
Same.
Yeah, right. So,
Sorry, I just patted my stomach really loud, and that was a dog barking because I thought it was someone at the door. That's a bad sign.
well, that's like every time I put a cup down, just watching TV, I could put a cup down on the table, and then Jack starts barking as if like somebody has knocked on the door, and it's like, please stop.
All right, so we got this flat mass distribution.
Flat mass distribution. So for half a century, astronomers have been wondering why most of the nearby galaxies, with the exception of Andromeda, which is coming towards us, we're going to
Yeah,
collide in about two and a
Andy's
half billion
different.
years or whatever. That's fine. Why most of these galaxies are moving away from us, and that they don't seem to be affected by the mass and gravity of the local group. Right? They're not all
Huh.
coming together as part of this
Yeah.
local group. So the mass distribution just slightly beyond the local group, including invisible dark matter surrounding the galaxies, being organized in this flat structure that extends tens of millions of light years, explains why the galaxies are not moving in and they're moving away from us. So basically, what this says, all right, this is in a nutshell without Mike here to fully explain all this for you, is that we got math that says that the mass of this region with all these galaxies is spread out in a way that explains the motion of the galaxies as a flat plane.
Yeah, and it makes sense if you look at the image, why, we have those distributions the way they are and kind of those blank spaces as
Mm-hmm.
well. It makes sense. I
Yeah,
think we're good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the
It's just explaining why things are the way they are,
exactly,
which is what
exactly,
science is.
which is what science is doing. Now, I do have a follow-up question though. What's in the voids?
Is it Gwyneth Paltrow's head?
I don't know. It's kind of creepy though. Just thinking like voids, just these
It's
voids in
probably
the
a couple of
universe.
molecules of hydrogen
I know.
every once in a while.
They're just bouncing around. I'm just like, hey
Yeah,
guys.
maybe Rogue Planet or two trying to find its way through this
It's like,
crazy
where'd
world.
everybody go? Oh, Mike says we good to
Ah,
go.
you did good, Liz.
Oh, got approval. All right. The big stuff. The big stuff
All right,
happening right
all right.
now. Brandon,
So,
take it away.
all right. So first of all, I'm going to save the soapbox for the hangover.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be lots of
Hmm.
soapboxes in the
That's
hangover
gonna be a
given the
soapbox.
state of this
Oh,
country.
and Mike needs to know. Liz nearly called it the Hangouts.
I
She was
did.
so close to calling it
I
that,
did.
and I
It
thought
was.
instantly Mike needs to hear that. All right. So
Yeah.
big news this month for space, for NASA, for the world. We have the Artemis 2 launch to the moon, probably this month, depending on the windows and cold and things and technology. But what this is NASA's return-ish to the moon. Now, we're not going to land on the moon and do, footsteps and all that, but we are going to send people for the first time since 1972 around the moon.
You're going to go. I was pointing at the footstep on the
Okay.
wall in my background.
I thought I lost audio for a
Yeah.
second.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to send people around the moon in the Space Launch System aboard the Orion spacecraft. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. And actually, when these astronauts go, by the way, these astronauts are Reed Wiseman, he's the captain. Christina Koch, she's the mission specialist. Victor Glover, hell yeah, pilot. And Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency. He is also a mission
See
specialist.
the
So we're
fourth
setting.
Hanson brother?
He is the secret fourth Hansen brother and the only Hansen brother to leave the Earth.
Oh,
Fun fact.
wow.
He's also the first non-American to leave low Earth orbit.
Really?
Because yeah, if you think, I mean, think about it. The Apollo missions were all, those white
Oh
male
my God, that's
Americans going around the moon.
true.
So actually,
Wow.
Christina will be the first woman to leave low Earth orbit as well, and Victor is the first person of color to leave low Earth orbit too.
Wow. So some historic,
Hmm.
other historic
Yeah,
breakthroughs
and these
here.
were all made during the Biden era, but it's fine.
Yeah. You know what? I just watched the Sally Ride documentary yesterday.
I haven't seen it yet because I'm not ready to cry.
You know what? I had it on kind of in the background because I knew if I got too invested, but it was very
Yeah,
interesting, and yeah, it was very, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, those four astronauts, they would be going around the moon, and in fact, they would be the furthest away from Earth of anyone in history.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So the previous record holders were Apollo 13 because they had to make the emergency slingshot around the moon.
Yeah, Houston,
They
we have a
got
problem.
to,
We know.
yeah, they got to 448,000 miles away from the Earth, whereas these astronauts would go 450,000 miles away. So an extra
Oh,
2,000 miles, but that
hey,
matters.
it does. It counts.
Yeah, so similar to Apollo 8, for example. So Apollo 8 has the famous moonrise image out there.
Hmm.
The purpose of this mission is to demonstrate and qualify the technology needed to land on the moon.
Right. You got to test it before you fucking just
Hmm.
land people on the moon again. After how many years?
It's been a couple.
50s. Oh,
1972
1972.
to 26. So math, Liz.
Yeah, because that's me. Because I do that.
I'm gonna
We'll
guess
leave it to chat.
48. I'm gonna guess 48 off the top of my head.
It's been a long
Uh,
time.
so anyway, so yes, the main test, obviously the Space Launch System, my rocket, and then the Apollo's capsule. Say Apollo, oh my God, the Orion capsule. Welcome to the end of the
I mean, we
episode.
haven't been back to the moon since Apollo, so it's fair
Yeah,
that you.
and the thing about Orion is that
54 years.
no, 54 is
Yeah,
1969. That was
I was
landing on the
immediately
moon.
going to the
72 is a
first
couple
one.
years after that.
Yeah, I
So,
was going to the
oh
first
God, it's
one.
been 54 years?
No, that's from
Oh,
69. No.
no,
No, it is
but
54
yeah,
because yeah.
1972. Oh my God.
Wow.
I remember it was like yesterday we celebrated Apollo 11's 50th. Oh my
Well, it's been a
God.
long time since.
Liz, are we old?
Yep. Yep. I don't know what grizzle is or grizzy or whatever fucking kids are calling hot dogs nowadays. I mean, Jesus.
I don't know that anyone's talked about Apollo 11 and glizzies in the same topic, but here we are.
Here we are. Welcome to Cosmos, folks. Glizzy's and Apollo all the way
Anyway,
down.
so the Orion space capsule, I definitely want to do a full episode about this, by the way, because it's fascinating history and
Okay.
it's
All right.
how in its development.
Hey, it could be the
But the
next one.
issue is during the Artemis 1, when Orion came back from around the moon to Earth reentry, there were some issues with its heat shield. And so this heat shield has to be different than like coming back from the space station. Because for the space station, you're going like what, 17,200 miles an hour.
Sure.
Whereas when you're leaving the gravitational well of Earth and going around the moon and back, you're going significantly faster. I don't recall off the top of my head how fast you're going, but if you use the same spacecraft you use to come back for the space station, for example, that you used to come back to the moon, it would just disintegrate. There's no way. So this heat shield has to be way more robust.
I mean, that's a way to die.
Coming back from the moon? Why not? Which, by the way, if you have not read Richard Nixon's speech, which was written by, I can't remember who it was, his speech about what would happen if Apollo 11 failed on the moon, it's gorgeous. It's phenomenal.
Really?
So go read that. Yes.
A good
Strong
thing he didn't
suggest.
write it.
That's my Richard Nixon.
We forgot
Hey,
the.
the peace signs. Anyway, so yeah, so the heat shield has to be different. But on Artemis 1, when it came back into Earth's entry, it did not perform as expected. But as opposed to doing a wholesale, reform of it, NASA and other people were like, it's good, let's roll with it. They'll be fine.
It's
Um,
fine.
it's fine.
That sounds great. It's
Hmm.
fine.
Yeah, so a lot of people in the industry and astronauts themselves were like, maybe it not, maybe we should look more into it, but it's gonna be fine. They're gonna get back home regardless. So yes,
One way or another.
the yeah, well,
Maybe.
yeah, no. So they actually said even if the heat shield does fail the same way it did in Artemis 1, that it can still re-enter fine and safely.
Okay.
But we like to have multiple safeguards in place.
Yeah, we like contingency upon contingency upon.
As we say, failure is not an option
Yes.
when the people are bored now, yes.
Yeah.
So we bring this up in the February High in the Sky because tomorrow, February 2nd, is the wet dress rehearsal, hashtag WDR, which is basically fueling up the rocket as if it's ready to launch and then unfueling it just to make sure everything is working as it's supposed to.
Oh, interesting.
And
Okay.
so the first window to actually launch occurs February 8th to the 11th.
Oh.
So we're like a couple days away, basically, from launching people around the moon.
Wow.
Now, now windows extend because there's cold, for example. Even in Florida, it can be cold. That's what happened to Challenger, for example. It got too cold, and
Hmm.
people didn't listen to other people. There's weather, there's technology, there's fuel pumps. There's 1,000 different things that can go wrong that can cancel the scrub the launch. So yeah, the first window is February 8th to the
Okay.
11th, and all these windows run in different times through April.
Okay. Okay. But after
So
April, then it's like,
I mean, if we do, if we go through all those windows, then something's just not right.
okay, right? Like,
So we're gonna launch this year for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
exciting.
it's extremely exciting, and it has kind of slipped through the news because we have so much other bullshit going on,
Yep.
and just very quickly, when Apollo 8 launched around the moon in 1968,
Hmm.
and it gave us a picture of Earthrise, and they read from Genesis. People wrote to NASA saying like how this was a bright light at the end of a horrendous year because that's when King was shot.
Oh,
That's when Robert Kennedy was shot as well in California, and
wow.
so and all these protests in Vietnam. It was a shit ass year, but they said that NASA at this point gave them hope.
Mm.
I don't know if that's the case this year.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like we have a singular institution that can give us hope.
yeah,
And
and just because that it's not new, like seeing Earthrise is
it's
not.
new
It's
in
not.
our lifetimes.
Well, yeah, but ours lifetime's
Yes.
not like Mike's
Not
lifetime.
not the
No,
people that in charge of the country right now, but no,
but
it and I so desperately want it to be a moment where we take a collective breath
refocus.
and like the I forget who it said, I think maybe it was Edgar Mitchell, who said, I want to take the politician by the scruff of the neck and say, look at that, you son of a bitch.
Hmm. Hmm.
Look at the
Yeah,
earth as it is.
yeah. It would be nice if we could like just refocus on hey,
Hmm. And I'm very close right now, tangenting and soapboxing. So Liz,
hangover time.
next thing, we have an in memoriam.
Wait, hold on. You didn't do. I didn't hear a certain something that we would need to take a drink for. I see it in the notes. Something with the
What
name
did I
Pippin.
say?
Pippin in it.
Oh, sorry. I stopped looking at my notes and just, started grandstanding. The point is, Pippin, humans are being flung around the moon in like a week, and it's very exciting.
Yeah.
We're gonna get phenomenal imagery, and dear Lord, we need this right now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. A little perspective. All right. That's exciting. I hope it works. I hope we at
It
least
will,
make some window.
because I know the motherfuckers that built that rocket, so they're good to go.
Okay. All right. Good.
Friends
Good.
of the show, by the way, they've been on here,
Hey, oh, okay. Brandon.
and Natalie.
Brandon and Natalie both worked on it?
Hmm.
Oh.
Natalie, Boeing Engineer of the Year.
Oh shit. Really? Oh, congratulations, Natalie.
I think that
Good
was
for you
like last year,
guys.
but yeah.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. Well, all right. Well, here's you know what? Cheers. Preemptive cheers to Artemis and the
Hell
crew
yeah,
for a
Artemis.
successful mission around the moon. And hopefully we can get back to the moon for good.
Oh, good.
Hey. Well, oh yeah, in memoriam. Okay, so two in memoriams. One is just the civil liberties in the United States. So
Oh, simple. And the thing I
see
was going to
more on that in The
say,
Hangover.
yeah. So Chicago is having a contest to name their new snowplow, and the one in the lead right now is called Abolish Ice.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes. Vote for that name on that snowplow. I love it. I love it. And then the second in memoriam, it hurts. It hurts a bit for not knowing this person in any way, shape, or form, but then what they've presented onto
yeah.
into our cultural
Just fold it in.
is to Catherine O'Hara, who is a phenomenal was a phenomenal actress, comedian, and
Person.
just person all around. I didn't realize the news of her death would hit me as hard as it
Mm-hmm.
did. And it was just so shocking. So Catherine O'Hara, if you're not familiar, she's the mom in Home Alone. She did a lot on a Canadian sketch comedy show,
CTV.
CTV. Of course, Beetlejuice and
Schitt's
Schitt's Creek
Creek.
and a plethora of other things that she is known
A
for.
plethora.
Plethora. She is a legend, and so cheers to you, Catherine O'Hara. Thank
So
you.
I heard a fun story from Mallory earlier. Is that once in a while she would lose her accent on Schitt's Creek, and then Levy was like, "Okay, how do you say what's your favorite movie?" And she would go, "The oh God, Mallory's gonna kill me. The Avatar."
The Avatar?
So Avatar, but she would say it in her own way.
Right.
So I apologize for completely fucking that
That's
reference up.
that's
So with
okay.
that,
That's
thank
okay.
you.
Cheers to Catherine O'Hara. So thank you for everything. All right. Well, thanks for joining us in this episode, High in the Sky, for February 2026. Of course, go outside at night. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you can look for Columba the Dove. Otherwise, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, just look at what the other shit's up there. We got
Orion's
Taurus,
up there.
Orion, Taurus, Canis Major, some very bright constellations, and of course, planets that are up there, and a plethora of other things. So check it out. Follow us on all the things. Drink Cosmos pretty much everywhere at Drinking Cosmos on Twitter. Follow the Perseverance rover as well on everywhere.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
If you're with us now, stick around because we will be right back for The Hangover.
I'm gonna soapbox.
No
Liz.
audio because I muted us.
And that's
Okay.
okay because we were talking about unrelated things to fancy science and space.
It was Game of Thrones. It was Game of Thrones. New Game of Thrones. If anybody's seen it, new Game of Thrones. Into it. I think it'll be fun. Anyway, Jackie, you want to come up? Come on,
Jackie,
Jackie.
brother,
We got a
Bubby.
Jackie. We got a
Hold on.
Jackie up here. Oh, now Leia's jealous.
Bubby.
Now Leia's jealous.
Hi. Come
Okay,
here.
lay it off. Lay it off.
Come
lay
here,
it off.
bros.
Jackie, you're a good boy.
Bros,
Lay
big
it
hug.
off.
Big hug. Oh, no, he's running
Jackie,
away
you
now.
can lay down. You lay down, baby.
All right, what's the hangover, folks?
Hangover is the
Um,
thing.
all right, so let's take a little drink here for a second.
Let's take a drink. Hold on. I gotta lock something on my thing. There we go. Leia, go away, honey. Honey, I know you're jealous. Jackie, you wanna lay down? You wanna lay down? You be pod dog. You have room on here now.
All right, so I either A, we just find something to go off about in the chat. They can give us things. We'll go from there. Or B, I pet Mr. Frodo. He's leaving. Or C, I can go off on things for a second.
Well, if you do, you want to go off on things, go off on things.
I don't want to, but fuck.
Get it off your chest.
So it's still going on about we are sending humans around the moon, and like was mentioned in chat, no one knows. This should be huge
No one
news.
knows. Yeah.
No one knows because
I didn't even put it in the
Yeah.
notes. Brandon
It wasn't
added the
even on
Artemis
main
2.
I had to add it after
Yeah.
the fact that, oh shit, by the way, we're sending people around the fucking moon, which
You know,
hasn't been done in
I
50
kind
years.
of I kind of saw some things, but I honestly it just kind of was like I didn't even really think about
Yeah.
it. Like I didn't consider it. I didn't look further into it. And my screen keeps because Jackie keeps nudging the HDMI cable on my
Yeah,
my TV.
you're
Okay. So yeah, I didn't realize it, and Katie said in chat earlier that she didn't even notice it in the news because of other things that are in the news
Yeah.
that I'm sure we'll rant about.
And
but
and to be fair, I'm about to nerd out for a second
Okay.
here. So, to be fair, the Artemis 2 mission was, not always called Artemis 2. It was called a variety of things, but it had its first path set. I think it was 2004. I think 2004 is when its mission was originally set as part of the, oh God, CCSP, Commercial Crew Space Program. No, that's something else. My God. So yeah, it was originally set in the Bush administration and was changed under the Obama administration as part of the ARM mission. And the ARM, for those who can't recall, is called the Asteroid Redirect Mission. This is when, yeah, I remember this. This is when we are supposed to go lasso ourselves up an asteroid and bring it
Yeah.
around the moon and then go send astronauts to go hang out on the asteroid and do cool science shit.
Hold on, can I just focus on
Go
send
ahead. No, it's
asteroids
wild.
send astronauts to hang out on an asteroid and
On an
do
asteroid
science?
that's orbiting around the moon,
That's what?
which
Where are you going today? Oh, I'm just hanging out on the asteroid.
asteroid, yeah. Which, the Obama administration did obviously phenomenally better.
A
than
lot better
oh
than
my
the
God.
current
Oh my
one.
God. But its space directorate was a little bit all over the place, and ARM kind of hung on for a while, for a long while actually, until it was canceled under the first Dick Ass administration, which is fair. And in that situation, I get canceling the actual redirect mission. And oddly enough, I think the only good thing the first Trump administration did, the only fucking good thing, and I know this is weird, but when they first announced the NASA administrator under the first Dick Ash motherfucker administration, I was like, wait a minute, this guy from Texas or Oklahoma, he doesn't believe in climate change. He says all this Republican shit. We're going straight down the shitter. I'm cursing a lot, which is, I
fine.
haven't had a few drinks. But turns out Jim Bridenstine was a phenomenal NASA administrator.
Wow,
He even
okay.
said, like, no, climate change is real. I was doing that because I was in politics. I had to get votes. No, it's all real. I'm sorry about that.
The fact that you have to
And
say certain shit just to
pretty
get
much,
votes
yeah. He's like,
is
yeah, I was educated and then learned. No, he just always knew. But he did a great job as NASA administrator, and I low-key miss him. Bill
Oh,
Nelson did the job, but he
okay.
was very, very old.
Okay.
Fun stories about him offline. And now we have Jarek Eisenman. Um, the jury's out on him. So if you recall, NASA's been without an administrator for the last year
Wow, really?
because
It's been a year?
it's been a year. Because when Jared was first nominated, and then he had to withdraw his nomination because what was it? Oh, he like sided with Elon when Trump and Elon were in the little fights,
Oh my
and he had just
God.
it was a whole thing.
God, it's like high
But
school.
he
Fucking.
is a billionaire, number one.
Okay.
He is a billionaire who
That's
bought
a warning
seats on
sign.
SpaceX to
Warning.
do a circumpolar orbit around the Earth, which
Warning.
is the only mission with humans to do a circumpolar orbit was with Jared Isaacman because he funded it because he's
Paid
a
for it?
billionaire.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
a red flags. Red
Uh-huh.
flags when
And so
billionaires are
because
involved.
he's a billionaire that paid for seats on SpaceX with Musk, Trump's buddy, or I don't know, what
Well,
do you call this, frenemies?
friend.
Are they
Well, now
frenemies?
I guess I don't
I don't know.
know. They
Anyway,
got.
so
Well, they're
now,
both in the Epstein files, so either way.
hey, so anyway, so now this billionaire is the head of NASA, and he's saying the right things.
Wait, if he's a billionaire, can he maybe like help fund NASA?
That'd be great.
Like,
So the NASA budget there was a couple bills recently. It's doing better. It's no
yeah,
longer like apocalyptic. It's more
yeah.
like firebombing.
I yeah.
It's not great.
I saw that like a bunch of stuff was like approved and put through
Uh-huh.
like and not like I guess as you implied in the main episode, Nancy Grace Roman Telescope is safe for
Mhm.
now, which is
Um,
very good.
but again, the brain drain
Oh
and NASA is still
God.
and JPL is still very
Yeah.
real. Like we are
Yeah.
losing incredible amounts
Yeah.
of information and knowledge
Yeah.
that we cannot regain for decades.
Yeah.
So that's still happening, which is fun, which is
Cool.
good news.
Great.
So what I want to do is sneak on Artemis 2, go around the moon and be like, guys, just leave me here.
All right. I mean, that sounds great. It sounds like a
Uh-huh.
good place to be.
Because I can't remember the exact line, but in the Nixon speech, if Apollo 11 had failed, there's a line about looking up to the skies and knowing that our fellow humans are amongst the heroes and legends of the
So you
stars.
want to be amongst the heroes and legends of the stars? I mean, that's a
Who
pretty
doesn't?
great place to be, though.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the like
If,
the Challenger disaster and the
oh my God.
Columbia
I mean,
disaster.
there is something odd in that the speeches of disasters, whether it is from Challenger, I obviously can't remember, but I know the lines from Challenger of the potential Apollo 11, of Apollo 1. Those speeches are amongst the most beautiful because it is us striving to
Hmm.
achieve the
Hmm.
stars.
Hmm.
And I think there's something to be said about trying to be our best selves and coming up just short and having to recognize our mortality in the
Hmm.
face of eternity. Um,
Yeah, and at least we're trying. You know,
yeah,
we're trying, we're
we're trying.
attempting, and that there's
We,
going to be failure. There's
Mhm.
going to be loss and heartache and all the things
and,
that go with that, but there's
and
also going to be successes.
and quite frankly, that's the story of life anyway.
That's
There's going to be
true.
heartache, there's going to be failure, there's going to be successes. But here we are when we send people out into space, achieving this as a collective. So we are experiencing life together.
Hmm. I
That's my
mean,
soapbox. I keep going. I can keep going.
God, I feel like there's nothing more important than the bird's eye view of the Earth, honestly. In this day and age, Leia's being very invasive again. Um,
Yeah, it is a
because
question of what matters.
it's a perspective that I don't think that, at least that in the United States, Leia, you gotta go. I'm gonna push you away because you're being invasive. Um, I'm gonna say from the United States perspective, because obviously I don't live in any other country that's experiencing anything. That when you have this view of the Earth, right? Because
Hmm.
we all know, and it's cliche at this point to say, oh, you don't see the borders, you don't see,
Yeah,
countries, you
it's
don't
cliche to
see.
us, but it's not cliche that other people don't constantly think about
That's
space.
true. That's true. But it's like we're all Thank you, Katie. She is an invasive species. We all inhabit this ball of rock surrounded by, an atmosphere
A
that keeps us
tenuous
alive,
atmosphere.
very tenuous, very thin in perspective, that keeps us alive. And we are like smaller than a speck, smaller than a speck. If you look at Carl Sagan's blue dot quote, whatever, it's
Yeah.
emotional and poignant and beautiful and whatever, but we're smaller than a speck in the scheme of the universe. But the fact that we're here and we can observe that and recognize that is important. And I think giving a
It's
perspective that is higher than humanity, and shows that it's really all of our
it's
problems today boil down to greed,
and ass having.
ego. It's God, gold, and glory. As the early
Yeah.
the age of exploration, it was primarily, and this was mainly Spanish, but pretty much everybody, God, gold, and glory. Those are the three things, and they still persist today.
But the difference is it's no longer gold. It is a gilded age where it's coated in a small strip of gold, and underneath that is a bunch of
It's
dung.
power. It's power. Money. Gold is power, right? Glory is ego.
And maybe that's
God
why it
is,
tanked the last night
whatever.
from like 30% or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's not Bitcoin. It's not Bitcoin
Uh,
gold glory.
uh,
But it's all just this superficial. It's all superficial bullshit that we could be all so much better off, not just us humans as species, but all species on Earth, if
mhm.
us humans just were like, hey, let's just like get along and share shit.
Well, I don't want to put this in like I guess it is a fun way, but imagine that we are amongst the first generations of life in the universe. And I say that because this is a fun thing I was like talking about. We
Oh,
are technically a third generation of
that's
stars,
true. Yeah.
which means we're the newest-ish generation of stars. But in doing so, we are the only generation of stars that have the heavy elements necessary for life. The first and second didn't necessarily have all the iron and gold and XYZ to
Hmm.
actually produce our DNA and to produce, our bodies today. So the third generation is the first one that could host life. So it's possible that we are one of the earliest forms of intelligent life in the universe, which is kind of a cool thought. And it would make sense looking out into the universe and not hearing or seeing anything,
Mm.
because everyone else is within plus or minus, let's call it 5 million years of us. And if we look 6 billion light years away, they're not going to get to us in time. We're not going to hear the radio frequencies of the Olympics in time. So it's
True.
it's a fun thought to think that we're the first generation of life. And of the first generation of everything, there's always improvements to be made.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if you want to look at just like cavemen, I mean, like clearly we've improved upon just housing
Hey,
and
sorry.
electricity, ways to feed and
We
keep
have
ourselves
discovered
warm.
electricity. Yes, we
Ways
are.
ways that, I mean, the basic necessities, right? It's like shelter, food, heat, like we've
And then
improved
I think
tenfold
hot
upon those.
dogs are at the
Hot
top. Yes.
or grizzles,
Ow!
gizzies.
Ow! Sorry, one second.
Why hot dogs
Damn
are
it.
gizzies?
Glizzies. They're called glizzies.
Glizzies, because they
I
glisten.
hate it. I
Is it because
hate
they
that.
glisten?
Oh, I
Because
never
when
thought about that.
but
We need the young person's opinion on this.
we need.
But I
Wait,
think the average
is
list,
this a Gen Z term or a
but
Gen
I think
Alpha
the
term?
I think the average listening age of this podcast is
Is it
around 46,
probably
so
our
I don't know.
age? Yeah, this is a median of our ages. Yeah, it's it's not the young people's. Also, it's just like people we know because we don't have that far of a reach
That's
at this point, which is fine.
yeah,
Which is
it's
fine.
fine. So yes, the universe matters, and ultimately, we had talked about time scales earlier in this episode.
Mhm.
We don't matter. We are new,
We're
but
babies.
I can't remember. Maybe this is Shania Twain or Faith Hill, but it matters to me.
Yeah. Do you feel like a woman as well?
Man, I feel like a woman.
um What's funny is I can envision the music video and she's in like a leopard print fucking
I
bodysuit for
haven't
it.
seen the music video, but I know. So all of 90s country, the Shania, the Faith Hill, the Tip, I know it because my mom would always play it at 7 a.m. Sunday morning when she's cleaning the house and made me like, oh shit, I need to help clean the house because I feel terrible right now.
Well, that's when she's feeling like a
Oh,
woman, is when she has to clean.
all right. So,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Katie, please tell us why glizzies are called Okay, so she's gonna copy it. All right,
No, I'm
Jack, we're
afraid. I'm
glad you're
very
back. We're
afraid.
glad you're back for your
I'm
internet.
very afraid for this answer.
The slang these days are just
While we wait,
I had
because I'm gonna. Go ahead.
no, I had something and I forgot it already.
All right. So because we're in the hangover episode and I'm in the middle of moving things, I have a book next to me. So I'm going to share this book for a moment. It is a first edition Isaac Asimov of the Foundation trilogy. And I think Mike's reading the first book right now, so that might be fun
Really?
for him. Yeah, it's held together by tape, which is how you know
It's a
it's
first
an older
edition.
book.
I
Oh, and there he is.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, look at that.
one
I'll
of
share what I'm reading in a second.
yeah,
I
one of.
Go for
Do you
it.
want to read that?
No, you finish your thought and then I'll
Yeah.
read Katie's.
So one of my favorite quotes by Asimov, I'm pretty sure it was Asimov. It was during one of his interviews, and he said, what would happen if you learned you only had like a year to live?" And he said, "I would type faster."
That's
All right,
pretty
so
good.
yeah,
Okay, so
do it.
Katie Googled why hot dogs are called glizzies. Check out the main episode for the initial reference of that. Hot dogs are called glizzies due to the slang that originated in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, where the term initially referred to
What
a
the fuck?
Glock handgun.
What the fuck?
The nickname transitioned to a hot dogs because the length of a sausage resembles an extended magazine or clip for a handgun, and it went viral in 2020. What?
That's not at all what I thought.
What? That doesn't. First of all, that still doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
But like, so I feel like that's a millennial thing to say. I'm eating this magazine of bullets.
But that I will.
But
I
it
do
was
as a
before,
millennial.
it was
I'm not going
afterwards.
to claim glizzies as a
No,
millennial.
absolutely not.
No.
Huh.
That's
And it went viral 6 years ago, and they learned about it last year.
Yeah, you're right. I would have thought it was because they glisten, like they sweat
Oh,
when you heat them up, and they, especially if you're like a
so
7-Eleven, like a 7-Eleven hot dog is
yeah.
definitely glistening,
So
and it's like
I
I don't know if I want to eat that.
I want to get back to space and
Oh, okay.
physics things in a second, but another story about me being out of touch with the world, see everything around my place,
Right, yeah, and that you're a 60-year-old man inside of a
wearing a cardigan, yes.
yeah.
Um, it was last year. I heard this song on the radio, and I got kind of into it. Oh, this is really cool. And I heard, who was by, and that. Oh, I thought, oh man, this is cool. I'm listening to an independent radio station playing this song. This is like one of the first plays. I'm on the cutting edge of culture. I feel fucking cool. So that was last year. Turns out the song was Pink Pony Club, and it came out in like 2020.
Oh, for a chaperone.
Yeah, I thought that was cool as shit. And turns out, hi Leia, turns out I'm 6 years late to the party.
Oh! I don't think I've ever heard the song. Like I know
It is actually phenomenal,
Is
and I
it?
love hearing it, and I turn it up every time.
Okay, I mean I've heard of it, and I know who chaperone is and everything, but
Big bowling club, I'm gonna keep on
I've
dancing.
never.
Do it. Listen to it.
Okay. Well, yeah, all right. I will. It's not my normal
All right.
genre. God, you
Um,
look insane. Can you look
and
normal?
really quick in the chat there, any like astronomy questions to get us back on track here would be appreciated because we're just in the zone right
I will
now.
talk about a book that I'm reading. So we do
Oh yeah.
have first of all, we will have our book club episode upcoming at some point where on Hail Mary would be the book club episode that we were reading.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Yes.
Nope. The Martian.
No, we talked about The Martian.
No, we didn't. Did I miss the episode? Was I gone? And when you did that?
Because we started. Oh,
No, the
we
next one's The
didn't.
Martian.
Oh shit. Okay, and then it's Hail Mary. Cause okay, jazz hands. Okay, so
Kiss my bum.
fist my bump. Amaze. I keep saying to Mike, I'll be like amaze. Okay, so
Thank you,
all
Mike.
right, so the Martian. Okay, so we have to do our Martian episode, and then it's a Hail Mary.
Holy Grace.
Was that actually a book club episode for Hail Mary, or did we just all start reading Hail Mary?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Either way,
We got the
so
Martian up next.
all right, so I'm reading a book right now that I accidentally bought. I didn't
Oh,
mean
those are the
to.
best.
I didn't mean to buy. Actually, I bought all the books by accident, and then I returned all except for the first one because I was like, all right, let me actually see if I want to buy the rest of them. And it's I can't remember the author's name. It's Pierce something, but it's called Red Rising. Is the first book. And it's basically a Hunger Games
Okay.
esque book where class systems and the lower class infiltrates to then usurp the higher classes.
Absolutely.
So that typical one. And so like the premise is that like this dude who's he's like in a mining colony on Mars.
Is it Red Faction?
No, it's called Red Rising. And so he's on a mining colony on Mars, and they're
Yes.
told that they're getting the planet ready for terraforming. And so there's different color class. The classes are by color. So he's like a red, and there's grays, and there's all these different colors, and the golds are the top
Pierce Brown.
class. Pierce Brown. There you go. I just finished the first book in the series, which is interesting. I mean, I have some issues with it, but that's just as from a female perspective, honestly, really. And so I think I will get the second one and continue it on, even though it is a little predictable esque, and
but
you know,
it's the journey you enjoy.
but it was interesting because it was like it's okay, a mining colony on Mars that is basically they're mining shit to help prepare for terraforming the planet. However, what they don't know is the planet's already been terraformed, and that they're being used to support the Gold Society on the planet that is already terraformed and whatever. And so he's able to infiltrate as a Gold through some physical manipulation and shit, and then goes through some like initial stuff as a Gold to infiltrate their higher societies, and that's where the first book kind of ends. Is that the
that
next
sounds
step.
readable. I'm gonna put that on my list.
It is interesting and it is readable, and I think that even though it is a little bit, similar to Hunger Games and like Divergent and Endorc's Game and that kind of theme, that genre, it is very
There's only so many ways you can usurp the government.
Yeah. So, and I had a snippet at the end of it that was for the next book, and I was like, all right, I think I'll continue it to see where it goes.
And that book was published in 2014, so the series is out by now.
It is, and there's like a bunch of books in the series, like 5 books, I think.
Nice. Okay.
At this point,
I got 2 things. Speaking of books, by the way, this was now turned into a book podcast, book talk, as it were.
We're avoiding the topic of ice right now. But
we don't have to.
We might get there.
We can get in there. All right. But we also been on for 2 hours, so let's see how this goes.
That's true.
So we got 2 things. Number one, I'm sure Fancy Physics Punk will enjoy this. That Brandon Sanderson series has been greenlit for 2 series on Apple TV.
Ooh.
Mistborn, and Stormlight. And he has full creative control over all of it. And that was the main issue.
That's a big.
He watched how Wheel of Time went down, and was like, I don't want my books to do this.
Are you not happy with Wheel of Time?
No.
Okay. I
oh my God, though.
I don't remember
why didn't
reading.
Heal the Dead in book 2? There's so many issues wrong with that.
As somebody who doesn't remember reading Wheel of Time, although the original cover with that weird like
it's a product of its time.
Centaur thing on it or whatever it is, it was referenced in another. It was referenced in some other show we watched, and they showed the original cover.
There were no centaurs.
Or there's like some old cover on it, but that I was I remember that cover
right over there.
But as a watcher of the series and not reader of the book, I did enjoy the series. But I don't know what I'm missing out on.
It's similar to Rings of Power, in which the lore is already there. The stories are already there, and they go off and create their own stories and create their own lore and create their own plot lines. when you don't need to, because the
Because
story
it's already
itself
there.
is already fantastic. There's a
Okay.
reason why it's a bestseller for decades. You
Gotcha.
don't fuck with that. We just want to see it on the screen.
Okay.
As to when it's coming out, it was just greenlit, so it's probably going to be a couple of years. I
Okay.
apologize, Mike.
Well, that'll be exciting. I haven't read any
Yeah.
of the Brandon Sandersons, but I know that you and Mike have both
Oh my
raved about that.
God.
And Mike got my mom into reading Brandon Sanderson,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so that'll be
Wheel of
good.
Time is just magnificent. As far as the other book I'm reading, this is another thing for Mike and Liz. I think you'd appreciate this because it is as if you're reading a history presented in a historical fact or with this bit of fable sprinkled in there.
Ooh.
So it is Tolkien, of course, and it's similar in. And I'm rereading this because it's great.
Mike just
But
bought this well, he actually meant to buy something else, and he bought another copy of the Similarian, which we already have.
that happens. That happens. So my current copy is, covered with highlights and notes and things. Um, so you always have to have two, one for highlights and notes and one for just reading
Of course.
pleasure. So we have Feanor. And I won't go into depth at Feanor here. But Feanor has a number of sons. One of which is I don't know how to properly pronounce it. I'll call them Maedhros.
Okay.
And Maedhros has to go into the realm of Morgoth, aka Melkor. And Melkor just seems like a nerdy version of Morgoth.
Okay.
Melkor is one of the valid. So this is not astronomy related at all, but no questions have come in the chat. So Melkor is one of the Valinor. In fact, if you look in the Anulindale, the first chapter of Silmarillion, all the Valinor they sing in unison to create a song, and that song becomes the universe. Their notes, their tone, their themes, they all weave together to create all that is and all that will be. But there
Mm.
is one individual, Melkor, who decides to go jazz on their ass and
Oh.
creates his own thing, to do his own thing. He's
Uh-oh.
essentially Satan himself. But Eru, a Libertar, says, what you do ultimately is up to my own will. So whatever you think you're doing, it's going to work out to what I want to do anyway. So Melkor um, does his own jazz. Anyway,
I
so
mean,
so
I
we.
kind of side with the like doing your own
Oh,
thing,
sure, for sure. Your own
going
free
against the
will.
status quo,
Hmm.
and then I side against the well, it's gonna work out how I want anyway because I'm in charge of everything.
Yeah. So anyway, Melkor is basically a god. And now we have the elves wake up. XYZ, Feanor, Great Elf, has a son, Maedhros. And Maedhros has to go into the realm of Morgoth because Morgoth keeps trying to kill all the elves. And Maedhros is
Oh,
like, no, let me go fight this motherfucker and end it. So Maedhros wanders into the realm of Morgoth, gets captured, and is tortured for like a millennia. He has his wrist bound and chained, and he's hung above a canyon. It's a whole thing. And then Fingolfin, another elf, his brother, comes
Fingerfin.
in. He calls, Liz is gonna hate this. He calls the Eagles, and the Eagles come in, swoop him up, bring him up to the tallest canyon where Maedhros is being tortured, and he. Give me a second. Fingerfin can't get Maedhros loose, so instead of like picking the lock and letting him loose, he cuts off his hands and takes him home.
Sure, cut off your hand when you can't get loose. But
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
they
So
okay. Couldn't Gandalf whispering to the moth be like, "Hey, can you solve this fucking
different
ring
thing,
problem?"
different thing.
And then they fucking solve it for the betterment of the entire world, including their own political bullshit.
But if you think about this, you have what is at this point a regular fucking guy going into hell to capture his brother and return him is
Okay, well,
phenomenal.
first of all, why is it hell when the dude just decided to go his own route and then he is
You can go your own
all of a sudden
way.
outcasted, and maybe the other dude maybe should have brought like a gift basket
What?
or something nice to be like,
Uh,
hey, and then, peace between us.
peace. There
So
will be no
I don't know.
peace.
I might be on the side of Morgoth now, where
No,
he seems
Melkor's
Seems like
whole
a
thing
metalhead that's
was fuck
misunderstood and
everyone.
blamed for the Columbine shootings.
No,
That's what's happening.
his whole thing was I'm going to kill everyone. and
Oh,
everybody should be submitted to me.
all right. Well, that
That was his thing.
changes. That changes
Yeah,
it. That
yeah, that was
changes it. If
it
you were
was
just
like,
like,
yeah, I'm gonna be cool and wear a leather jacket and be like, hey, and do my own thing. No,
yeah,
he wants to make everyone submit to him
all right,
these
then
days.
that's different. Then that
Yeah,
is what you lead with. Then
yeah.
okay, we have a problem. Then
Hi,
Houston, we
Bubby.
have a problem.
I feel I'm going off the rails there. So Liz, take us
That's
back home.
fine. That's fine. Yeah. So
We
back to
just lost everybody. I'm so sorry.
things. It's an interesting swath when you can go from talking about space stuff into Lord of the Rings lore on the Similarian, and then back into fuck ice.
Fuck ice,
Is what
abolish
we're back
ice.
into. Abolish ice, fuck
Fuck
ice.
Palantir to bring it all together.
By the way,
Palantir.
listen to the there's a podcast called The Dollop. If you're not familiar with it,
Oh,
shameless
I
plug
don't
for
listen to
nothing.
it.
We're not sponsored by The Dollop. The
But if they
Dollop,
want to sponsor us,
they won't, but it's a podcast that's hosted by a writer and comedian named Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds, who's a comedian, which we've seen live a couple times now. He's pretty funny. He does really good crowd work. But anyway, it's a history podcast where they talk about history, and Dave Anthony talks about a history thing, and Gareth doesn't know what it's going to be about, and so there's like a comedy
well,
as he
fun.
reacts
Yeah,
to what's
it's like
gonna...
The Shot.
That's where we got
For
the
more on
idea
The
from The
Shot, like
Shot.
and subscribe.
Check out The Shot. Like and subscribe. Oh, we forgot to like and subscribe the whole time on the first main episode.
I did the motion
You
earlier
did
in the
it.
episode.
You got it. Okay. But anyway, there was a dollop on JD Vance
Oh,
and going through his
no.
life history, and
I own the couch.
he is part of Palantir. Like he's on the board or whatever of Palantir. So he's
That's corrupt. What happens?
yeah. So he's involved in that, and also
I
don't
blame Newt
use
Gingrich.
don't use Lord of the Rings shit for your nefarious shit. Stop it.
Tolkien would fucking hate you.
Yes, stop it. So, abolish ICE. No human is illegal. I don't care what their criminality is. I don't care.
Ants.
Whatever. No human is illegal. I miss my dogs. Also follow We Rate Your Dogs.
Oh my god, yes. 11
yes.
out of 10.
So it's just and this is why the Artemis launch, which is what we started this episode of The Hangover with, that I forgot about, has been eroded in the news and not mentioned or highlighted in the news or gotten forgotten in the news is because of all the ice bullshit that's been happening in the U.S.
I so wish it could unify us like Apollo 8 did in 1968, in that we're going around the moon and it's a beacon of light. But quite frankly, I don't know if we have the bandwidth to give a shit. I say this having actually worked on Artemis 1. I don't know if we have the bandwidth.
Yeah, I don't think it has the same impact today as it did in the 60s.
And also, when they come back with pictures of the Earth or video of going around the moon, they're going to be like, that's CGI, the Earth's flat, there's no
AI.
moon. It's all projected by the U.S. military.
It's AI. There's some excuses, which is the problem now with AI and media, is that anybody can be like, oh, it's AI.
Have you found yourself questioning something you've seen recently?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it wild?
It is weird where I'm like, is this real?
Is this real? I
there
have to read
was
the comments, and yeah.
There was the videos of the first incidents that Alex Preddy had with police, that there was AI doctored video of that that showed what didn't happen versus what actually happened.
Yeah, and AI video of him and his past and different things.
Which is
Jesus
irrelevant.
Christ.
Which is absolutely irrelevant. Whatever interaction he had with ICE before he was brutally executed on camera, many cameras, is irrelevant.
But to certain people, if they see a doctored video but don't recognize it as being doctored, or even if I've even heard people say, I know it's doctored, but it still represents who they are, therefore it's true.
No.
What the fuck is this?
No, that's not true at all. If something's doctored, it's not true. Erase it. Don't take it for any grain of salt whatsoever. 0 grains of salt. Hey, you know what you can look at? The fucking little bit of the Epstein files that have been released. The little bit.
I can't see it. It's all gray. It's all blacked out.
It's a lot of redaction on it.
Which I love that they could hold it up to the light and see between
and you can see through it. We just a
Uh,
side note for my work. So because I work in education, and though we have to redact sometimes we have to redact some sensitive information like social security numbers. And there's
Hi.
sometimes where they do it themselves,
Come here.
but I get the copy
Come
of it and I can still see like their social security number through it. And I'm like, well, this didn't. This is this is meaningless, and I have to re-redact it.
We got a puppy sighting.
We got a
Come
puppy
here.
side and we don't see the
Hi.
puppy. We just have this black mass that's laying on the couch right here. That's Leia.
It's
It's a Scarlet!
It's a Scarlet.
Do you see Scarlet, Lily? You
Hi.
would not like Scarlet because she's a female.
I feel like Leia and Scarlet, they're similar.
Oh, well, if she's... well, Scarlet's really good with other dogs, though. So she might submit to... If she submits to Leia, then it would be fine.
Sorry to break the theme here.
That's fine.
But
We're all
it's
on... We all know. Fuck ICE. We don't... Fuck them.
Fuck guys, abolish ICE. So Frodo has this thing. Well, he will attack the dogs because he gets woken up and doesn't know where he's at, and will just attack anything around him.
Yeah.
He did that the other day to Scarlet. He woke up, attacked her, and I grabbed him, held him back, and Scarlet was like, "What's going on?" It gets closer to sniff him. I'm like, just like that. I'm like, he's trying to kill you, Scarlet.
Stop.
Don't get closer to him.
Oh my god.
guys.
Yeah, Leia would...
Guys, out.
Leia's very...
Out.
She's a dominant girl, so
Out.
she...
Scarlet just wants to come.
I think Leia and Scarlet could ultimately go along because
I
Scarlet I
swear
don't
to
think
God,
is going to challenge her.
I feel like they're related. Knowing them both, I feel like they're somehow
Well, Scarlet.
related.
So, what breed is Scarlet again?
Vizsla.
Vizsla. Okay. Well, Leia has Weimaraner in her, and I feel like that's
Very similar. Yeah,
That's
very
a similar. Although she is mostly Rottweiler, so that's where a lot of her dominance comes from. Is the Rottweiler, but they have the similar linkiness of a Weimaraner and Vizsla.
All right, I feel we are getting away from the podcast and general audience.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good
It
time.
has been fun.
We talked about good shit in this show and the main episode.
We got annoyed, we yelled, we talked about dogs.
We're all on the same page. Just fuck ICE, abolish ICE.
And then we end up forgetting that we're broadcasting and just started talking about ourselves and dogs. So here we are. I'm not mad about it. This is fun.
mean, what's better than dogs or cats? What's better?
What's better? Have you seen a river otter falling asleep, holding hands with its other river otter friend going down the stream? That may be the
That's
only
pretty
better
good.
thing in the world.
That's pretty good. I've seen a river otter in person when we went to we discovered our swimming
They're so
pool
nice.
in town, and a river otter came by,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is the most magical thing that's ever happened to me."
All right, to wrap us up,
Well, hold on.
Right.
I would like to promote the New Zealand Royal Albatross Cam by Cornell Labs. See main episode. You can just watch an albatross on its baby just hanging out, and they have other bird cams. Also, I would like to promote. It's like in Brownfield, Tennessee. It's called a Brownfield Food Pantry for Deers. And they have multiple. Yes, they have multiple.
we call it Tim's.
They have multiple cameras, like a trough view, a pond view, a trail view, where deers come and feed from the food pantry troughs that they set up to help them survive the winter. And you can just see a bunch of deers in Brownsville, Tennessee.
Excellent.
So support them and look at that, and look at all the nature and animals, and look at wildlife. Katie says
They are the
wildlife
best.
cams are the best. They are the fucking best. Follow Alvea Sanctuary. We're not sponsored by any of these people. Alvea Sanctuary.
But give us money.
Yeah, sure. Alvea Sanctuary does some great stuff with just look at their live cam of their animals. They got some hybrid wolves and foxes and crows and a toad and Winnie
They got
the
a Captain
Moo
Planet in there.
and horses. So look at them. It's great. Just look at all these things to make you just also just Google NASA and ISS view and get a
And
perspective.
look at the fucking sky. Look at the planets.
Yeah, look at the
that,
planet
you son of a bitch.
and the Earth, and look up outside at night. Look up and look at the majesty of the universe that you are lucky enough to be a fucking part of. There's so much more out there than just our fucking dumbass bullshit, our dumbass human bullshit. So love one another, be kind, no human is illegal,
And rewind.
and rewind. And check out the
Please.
last Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon, where you were drinking out of the cup. Yes, exactly. Earth is awesome.
It could be better.
Humans
guys,
are
work
not
together.
awesome, but Earth is fucking awesome, and the majority of the species on
Alright.
Earth are awesome. So,
I gotta take care of puppy things.
yes. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on this episode of The Hangover. We'll see
Alright.
you next time.
Puppy.
Bye, everybody. Follow us on all the things. Cosmos. Fuck ice. We'll see you.
Bye, guys.
And
For the rest of you motherfuckers.
goodbye. We're ending the stream now.
Guys, Jesus fucking Christ balls.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, we're out.
Alright, sweet. That was fun.
That was fun.
That was